Welcome to Big Vile Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Vile Opinion Platform.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here, and I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing, lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forward for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that.
Good afternoon. Tomorrow morning, counsel for Mr. R.Kelly is scheduled to appear in court over the indictments that we brought forth nearly 4 years ago, charging him with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims. I'm here to inform you that the Cook County State's Attorney's Office will no longer be pursuing these indictments.
Yo, it's your boy Big Vile Opinion back with another live video. And tonight, man, we're going to dive into it, take a look into it. Man, that's deep. I really want to make sure the people understand this.
Good afternoon. Tomorrow morning, counsel for Mr. R.Kelly is scheduled to appear in court over the indictments that we brought forth nearly 4 years ago, charging him with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims. I'm here to inform you that the Cook County State's Attorney's Office will no longer be pursuing these indictments.
Now, what you just saw and what you just heard, this is the Cook County prosecutor saying that they're dropping the case against Robert Kelly. And this was the case that initiated everything that took place with this with R.Kelly. This is the initial case. This was the start of the case before the other cases came about. It's just something about that
It's just something about that that just doesn't sit right with me. And as time has been passing, I still go back to that and I listen to that and I ask myself, if this was the initial case that started all of the goddamn BS that Mr. Kelly had to go through, just for them to drop it, man, I mean, I know somebody. What up, HR? What up, EJ? I know somebody out there understand, or I hope you guys and ladies can understand what I'm trying to translate. The initial case that started the investigation against R.Kelly, it took them 4 years to realize that they just was gonna drop the case. See, this thing that the media with the media has perpetuated R. Kelly as this monster, that this man just did so much evil, so much dirt, to the fact that people don't even look at things like that. People don't even pay attention to situations like that, where this man had a charges, 10 counts that were all dropped. They dropped 10 charges and chose to not move forward. But they want us to say that this man is a monster, this man is a predator, this man used his likeness, his image, his music career, all to take advantage of women. But you all dropped 10 charges and chose not to even pursue a case of this monster that y'all told the world that this guy was. Something about that just don't make sense to me.
Good afternoon. Tomorrow morning, counsel for Mr. Robert Kelly is scheduled to appear in court over the indictments that we brought forth nearly 4 years ago, charging him with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims. I'm here to inform you that the Cook County State's Attorney's Office will no longer be pursuing these indictments.
Okay. And another key thing she said, she said 10 counts of sexual abuse involving 4 victims. She didn't say 4 minor victims. She said 4 victims. So these women that she was pertaining to were all women of age. That doesn't fit their narrative. That doesn't fit the narrative of he went after underage girls. So there go another reason why they chose to drop this case. Because it didn't fit the narrative that they were pushing, as in he took advantage of underage girls only.
A prosecution. Yeah, that's right. And I can appreciate that there's emotions that run high, and people don't necessarily value how the government goes about getting what they consider a prosecution. Yeah, that's right. And I can appreciate that there's emotions that run high, and people don't necessarily value how the government goes about getting what they consider to be justice. But when the government runs amok, right now it's R.Kelly, tomorrow it's somebody else. And maybe it's someone you care about tomorrow. Maybe it's a loved one of yours. To keep the government honest and to keep them in check, the system has to work for all of us, the R.Kellys of the world, the Bill Cosbys of the world, and then people that we don't even know. And so my job is to make sure the government does it the fair way. And if they didn't do it fair, it just doesn't count. It's like if you cheat during a football game and you want to declare victory, you can't because you cheated. And it is my job to hold the government responsible.
Angeline and Timothy Savage say it's been nearly 2.5 years since they last saw their daughter, Joycelyn. Angeline and Timothy Savage say it's been nearly 2.5 years since they last saw their daughter, Joycelyn, in person. They say Joycelyn enjoyed singing growing up, and they believed R.Kelly could help their daughter with her professional career. Kelly was acquitted of child pornography charges in 2008.
So you felt comfortable because he had been acquitted of the charges?
Not only had he been acquitted of charges, but I felt comfortable because of at the time, I wish I didn't, but I separated the artist from the man.
The Savages say Joycelyn first met R. Kelly at one of his shows in 2015. Kelly claims Joycelyn's father brought her to the concert.
I didn't go looking for a Jocelyn Savage. I was doing my show. He brought her and asked a friend of mine to put her on the stage with R. Kelly.
Never have that ever happened.
So you didn't bring her to the show?
No, I did not.
Have you met R. Kelly?
I've never met Mr. Kelly.
You have never met R. Kelly?
Never in my entire life met Mr. Kelly. I've only talked to him one time on the phone. And that one time, you know what he told me? He said, you're going to have to wait to see your daughter. Trust the process. How can you tell another father to trust the process, but you rampant and raging on TV that you want to see your kids, but you won't allow me to see my own daughter? How do you think that makes me feel as a father?
Joycelyn.
Man, when we sit back, when I sit back, the more I sit back and watch and observe yeah, man. Sorry about that. Yeah, the more I sit back and the more I observe all of this stuff that we've witnessed over the years, man, the more and more I just think about how the man he was fed to the wolves, man. And I know y'all see the title of the live. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I named the title what I named it, he wasn't supposed to know. Uh, just imagine how much stuff these guys and the people around him were doing, and how much stuff the people around him was involved in. To the fact that once he started to ask questions, he started to ask questions. Only when he started to ask questions, he became the problem. Now imagine that. Imagine dealing with people who think that you are so far behind that they can run circles around you and you would never know. You would never find out. Can you imagine dealing with those type of people? Could you imagine dealing with someone who's playing in your face because they feel as though you don't understand what's going on, or you can't comprehend what's going on, so they feel as though it's okay to play in your face? And as soon as you start to ask questions about this and ask questions about that, then all of a sudden they realize that you are aware, that it may have took you some time, but that you are aware of the things that these people have done and are doing. Now you become the problem. We got to get rid of you. We got to get rid of you because now you've become a problem now, because you wasn't supposed to know. You was never supposed to find out we were stealing your money. You were never supposed to find out that we were using your name to deal with certain women and certain individuals. You were never supposed to find out that we had bank accounts attached to your bank account. You were never supposed to ask questions about this shit. You were never supposed to ask questions about this. But now we see what happens. What happened when R. Kelly started to ask questions about his money, started to ask questions about things that were other things that were going on around him. When he started to speak up for himself and say, you know what, I'm not just gonna, allow people to be around me to just ride the wave and freeload or whatever the situation may be. But when he started to ask questions, that's when he became a problem. That's when he became a problem. But before he was asking questions and before he was concerned about his money, before he was concerned about his masters, before he was concerned about any of that shit, no one had a problem with this man. No one had a problem with this man. But as soon as he started to ask questions, he became a problem. We got to get rid of him. We can't. We don't got no explanation. So guess what? I can't explain why this is this or why that is that. So guess what? We're going to try. We got to get rid of your ass so that we don't have to deal with your ass. That's why I say R. Kelly wasn't supposed to know. He was never supposed to ask questions. Is it right? Hell no, it's not right. But this is how things were going. People had got so used to R. Kelly not questioning shit, it became the norm. It became a way of life. It became so easy. You got motherfuckers like Michael Avenatti coming in the fourth quarter saying, oh, R. Kelly, it was easy setting up the golden goose. This is how easy it was. This is how easy people thought R. Kelly was. They thought he was that naive and not smart enough to understand the things that was going on around him. What's going on, Teresa? They didn't think that he understood. They didn't think that he would ever understand. But the whole thing about this is you got to understand crooks and how crooks and criminals work, right? How do crooks and criminals work? If people are stealing for you, if they stealing from you and getting away with it, they have an advantage on you. Because as they steal from you, they can set up traps for when you find out that they've been stealing from you, that they can have you tied into so much shit to where if you come after them, you putting yourself in harm's way. As the old folks say, it's like a booby trap. They steal from you, and then they set booby traps for when you find out and try to come after them. Then you put yourself in a badass situation that you can't get out of because you really trying to defend yourself. You're really trying to get your shit back, but at the same time, they didn't put traps in the way to when you come after them for taking your shit. Now you look like the goddamn predator, and they look like the prey. This is what happened with R. Kelly. All of these people that he dealt with, people he trusted, people he loved, people he gave whatever they asked for. Once he said no, once he cut these people off, they set him up. They set him up. You got people who was around who this man was literally taking care of that wasn't doing shit. I said it on my last live. Half of the people that work for this man had never worked for a celebrity ever. And he gave them an opportunity. And what did they do? They took advantage of him. And once he realized what was going on and he spoke out, all of a sudden he became the predator. He became the bad person. This is what these people do, man. This is what fucked up ass people do. So you have to be very cautious of your circle. You got to be cautious of the company you keep, because guess what, man? You may have one or two people around you that have your best interests at heart. But if you got 10, 15, 20 motherfuckers around you, it's about 15 to 16, 17 of those motherfuckers that's out for whatever they can gain. They don't care. Long as they benefiting from it. They don't care. We've seen this man been locked up for over 5 years now. I want to say 2019, yeah. It's almost 5 years now this man been locked up, if not over 5 years. This man has been incarcerated. How many people you see out here besides the people that we've been seeing that's saying free R.Kelly? How many people out here saying R.Kelly didn't get a fair trial? How many people out here saying they robbed R.Kelly? How many people out here speaking on the behalf of R.Kelly? But when they needed a hit record, who they went to? When they needed their career saved, who they went to? When they needed something from this man, who did they go to? I don't give a fuck about what you do for me in private. If you can't support me publicly the way you support me privately, I don't want your fucking support. You can keep it. I'm good. I'm good. If R. Kelly never asked about his finances, he never inquired about his master recordings, imagine where he would be at. Would he be in prison? I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. That's my opinion. That's why this channel is called Big Vi Opinion. But it's no coincidence when this man started to ask questions, he become a predator now. He become a womanizer. He become all these bad things that you could think of. But as long as everybody was robbing them and stealing and taking, he was the best person in the world. He was the best person in the world. You got to make that make sense, man. You got Kim Fox herself say, hey, before the Lifetime documentary, there wasn't no investigation going on. This is what Kim Fox say. Now this is the prosecutor, whatever she is, district attorney in Cook County. She said out of her own mouth, before Lifetime, there was no investigation. So how do you expect me or anybody to feel as though this man was in the community doing the things that they said he was doing? Before Lifetime, there was no investigation. But the thing is that's so crazy about that, this goes to show you how these entities were not working together. Because Kim Fox said before Lifetime, there was no investigation. But I got documentation where R. Kelly attorney goes back and say that, hey, the FBI investigated him on 2 or 3 different occasions where they tried to bring charges against Mr. Kelly, but they never found any evidence on him to bring charges. Now, ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. You got Kim Fox saying that they wasn't investigating him, but you got FBI agents saying that they did investigate him on 2 or 3 other occasions after the 2008 trial, but they never found any wrongdoing. They never found any wrongdoing. Oh, and I know people probably like, oh man, oh I got the proof. Y'all know one thing about it. I got the proof. That's one thing about me. When I say something, I got the receipts to it. I got the receipts. It's just sad. And it goes to show you, man, long as people are benefiting and profiting off of you, they don't they will smell your dirty draws. But the moment that you cut them off and say that you're no longer going to be took advantage of, you're no longer going to be a part of whatever they got going on, just goes to show you, man, how this shit works. What's up, Gemini? Goes to show you how this shit work, man. And I'm gonna open the panel up. I'm gonna do something a little different tonight, and I'm gonna open the panel up. I'm gonna open the panel. You know, cause it's been quiet. The sector been quiet. Really haven't been hearing a lot. Really, everybody, it's been in a good space. You know, but I do want to say, uh, I do want to say it's just when you go back, man. I advise people to just go back, man, and just go over a lot of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And when you can take your when you can take personal feelings and stuff like that out of it, and go back and listen to some of the information because it's so much information out here. It's so much information out here. But when you go back and you look at the information and you see some of the stuff, man, and you try, I mean, it's so hard to try and make this shit make sense when you are non-biased. Now, if you biased, then that's different. If you have a bias, then it's easy to look at some shit and say, oh, he did this or he did that, whatever the situation may be. But if you're not biased and you look at some of this information straight down the middle, man, ain't no way. What up, Denzel? Ain't no way that you can look at this shit and look at what this man went through and look at his case and the way that his case went and say that this man got a fair deal. Ain't no way you can say this man got a fair deal. That's why I stand there with this shit, man. And I think it's on TikTok, R.Kelly, somebody be doing a little thing on TikTok, and they be playing some of the interviews from R.Kelly or whatever the situation may be. And people are all in the chat saying this and they saying that they got all this negative shit, but they don't know. But I got something for their ass though. Y'all know what I'm gonna do. I got something for their ass over there on TikTok. I got some funny ass over there on TikTok. What up, J-Rock? I got some funny ass over there on TikTok. What I'm gonna do over there on TikTok, I'm shoot them. I'm gonna put them motherfucking text messages over there, and I'm gonna talk about it. And I'm gonna talk about them as if these were some text messages between me and somebody that I personally know. And that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get their ass so good over there. All them motherfucking R.Kelly haters. Oh, he did it. He get. Oh, I got a cake baked for their ass over there on TikTok. Because I'm gonna put them motherfucking messages out there, and I'm gonna say this girl trying to play me like this. This is her mama texting me. This is her mama texting if she's the daughter. This, that, and third. The daughter done lied to me like she grown. And this is going on. The people gonna be, oh, that's wrong, that's bogus. Watch this. I'm gonna show y'all how people work, man. People gonna be saying, oh, that's bogus. The mama wrong. The mama need to be locked up. They gonna be saying all that about the mama because they don't know that it's pertained to R. Kelly. But as soon as I say this is what happened to R. Kelly, these are messages from the individual that was pursuing R. Kelly. Oh, they gonna be fucked. Their mouth gonna drop. Their mouth's gonna drop. Because right now, the media has made it to where these people really truly believe that this man is a predator. I tell people, man, this is some people just coming in. But this right here is so critical to me. This right here is so critical. I hope people understand what this right here means so much to me. I don't know how other people feel about it, but this right here says so much to me when I hear Kim Fox say this shit.
Good afternoon. Tomorrow morning, counsel for Mr. Robert Kelly is scheduled to appear in court over the indictments that we brought forth nearly 4 years ago, charging him with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims. I'm here to inform you that the Cook County State's Attorney's Office will no longer be pursuing these indictments. Good afternoon. Tomorrow morning, counsel for Mr. Robert Kelly is scheduled to appear in court over the indictments that we brought forth nearly 4 years ago, charging him with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims. I'm here to inform you that the Cook County State's Attorney's Office will no longer be pursuing these indictments. Good afternoon. Tomorrow morning, counsel for Mr. Robert Kelly is scheduled to appear in court over the indictments that we brought forth nearly 4 years ago, charging him with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims. I'm here to inform you that the Cook County State's Attorney's Office will no longer be pursuing.
Now, and the reason why I say that right there, the reason why I say that little that was the beginning of everything. The case that she dropped, the case that she's talking about that they decided not to pursue, was the case that initiated the whole entire investigation. That interview, that 10 count indictment involving 4 women victims, which were women. You didn't hear her say minor victims. She said 4 victims. Was the initial case that started the whole entire investigation. Because we know, she said before Lifetime, there was no investigation. And that's something else I got to think about. The Supreme Court, they vacated Justin Smollett shit, but they would not hear Rob case. Why ain't nobody talking about this shit? Why ain't nobody speaking on it? How now they talk about Trump and pardoning this, that, and the third, but you see what the Supreme Court just did? They pardoned, they vacated Justin Smollett. This motherfucker pulled off a hate crime in Chicago. And nobody's outraged with this shit. I agree, Gemini. I agree. And that's the hard part about it. See, the thing when you dealing with people who have a bias already against Mr. Kelly, you really have to talk about these situations as if it is someone else involved. And see, that's how you get around the biasness of people, right? You talk about people and you talk about these situations, but you talk about it as if it's someone else you know. And when you get down to the bottom of when you get down to the situation and they sitting here agreeing with you, then you tell them, you know who that happened to? You know who that really happened to? Just like that, R.Kelly. They ain't gonna have then they ain't gonna have no motherfucking choice but to look at this shit from a totally different lens. I had to learn that. I had to learn that. I had to learn how to do shit like that. Because when you talk to people who has a biasness against a certain situation, they're not going to look at it from the way that you're trying to present it. But when you talk about it, and if you talk about it in a way to where they're not thinking about whoever it is that they have a problem with or they have a problem against, then you're just having a general conversation. And when you get them to start agreeing with what you're saying, and then hey, you know what, that happened to this person the exact same way. What up, Unc? What up, Unc? I'm on my phone, so hopefully I see Uncle Muse on here. Y'all see Muse? How did the audio sound? Uncle Muse, if you saying something, I can't hear you. What up, Daddy V? So they thinking we gonna let Kale's name die out and not talk about it or whatever the situation may be. Nah, we gonna keep Kale's going over here. Uncle Muse. Now we don't hear we can't I can't hear Uncle either. He up here, but I mean I don't know if his mic muted or what. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Uncle Muse, Uncle, you got your mic muted. Yeah, man. The link is in the chat, man. The link is in the chat. And see, everybody around here talking about TD Jakes. And TD Jakes having they just assumed he had a stroke on the stage. They talking about Diddy. Oh man, look, all that shit cool, but I'm still on chaos. I'm still on free chaos. I'm still on what they did to chaos. I'm still on the railroad, the robbery of R.Kelly. How they snatched this man up and threw him in prison, you know what I'm saying, based off a motherfucker like Michael Avenatti, who demanded the Cook County prosecutors to lock this man up in order for because they said, well, as long as he's out, he's gonna intimidate witnesses. Can you make this shit make motherfucking sense? Can you make it make motherfucking sense? Y'all saying, oh, the only reason why he won his trial in 2008 is because he obstructed justice. Y'all charged the man, goddamn me, 15 plus years later with obstruction of justice to get to win a trial, and y'all still find him not guilty of the same shit. Still found not guilty of obstruction 15 plus years later. But you got a motherfucker, Michael Avenatti, who extorted. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Michael Avenatti was extorting Cook County prosecutor's office, and he forced them to do what the fuck they did. Hello,
Nephew, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Uncle having trouble with his device sound. Stand by.
Oh, you
Okay,
know what? He did he download Chrome?
I'm not sure. Man,
Because you
let
know
y'all be all in the chat typing and shit. Y'all need to get y'all ass on this stream, man.
Chrome is I think Chrome is what's carrying StreamYard now.
Yeah, man, it's so it's so crazy, man, to just sit back. You know, when you really people really pay attention to this shit. You know, this woman Kim Fox. You are the woman. You bring the first case against this man. You brought out the first indictment. Then you waited 4 years after the feds picked up these charges, Homeland Security. Then they go take the man through trial, and then you come out here and just gonna say, well, we're not going to pursue the case. No, I need to understand why do you get to choose? Why do you get to say, well, we're not gonna pursue the case, but this is the case that started the whole investigation?
And it started that investigation. And remember, right at the same time, Justice Smollett nonsense, and they waited all the way to Trump before Trump get in office to um to to drop all of these charges.
Yeah, yeah. I
This is
mean,
not
he pulled a hate crime. He pulled a hate crime in fucking Chicago.
And that was during the time President Trump was president. And we will not stand for this nonsense. No, no, no. It ain't going down like that. I'm sorry. And just because he's Kamala Harris nephew, it ain't going down like that. No.
Man, look here. Like I was saying earlier in this live, I said, man, a lot of this shit, man, I'm telling people, a lot of this shit with Robert only became an issue when the man started to ask questions about the
Yes.
shit that was going on around him,
And the
about the
stuff that belonged to him,
and about the
that
shit
that
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 belonged to
literally
him.
belonged to him. And now people want to act like that he had no right to request what belonged to him. And now the so-called friends, y'all want to come out and have so much to say. No, you don't get the opportunity to say nothing.
No, no, man. But you know, I don't. Like I say, when it comes to that friendship shit, if you can't defend me publicly, I don't give a
Hmm.
fuck about what you doing in private. I don't care what you doing here on YouTube. Why you ain't down there at Congress making motherfucking noise talking about
That
what they did
part.
to me? You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't putting together a rally in the streets of Chicago to talk about what they did to me? All y'all right there.
And then not just what they did to him, but what y'all how y'all allowed Justice Smollett to go free and denied Rob's. That just don't work like that.
I mean,
And
that
we
right
cannot.
there alone. That right there alone. The appellate court denied to hear his case, but they went and reviewed Smollett shit and dropped all his shit. And this man, he planned. He was the conspirer to fucking plan a hate crime during an election time.
But no, they don't think that we got enough sense to know that all of this was a freaking coup. To because when they went after Donald Trump initially, they could not put those charges on him because he was the sitting president. So what y'all do? Y'all used every last one of those freaking charges and put them on Rob. We're not dumb.
What up, Vi? What up, Nisi?
What up,
Hey,
J Rock?
baby.
What up, Muse? I don't know if you can hear me or not, but
What
I'll
up,
tell you
J
this.
Rock, Mr. Timeline? It's
Oh,
been a
word.
minute. It's been a
Hey, my
minute.
Uh
brother.
oh.
What's
Goddamn the
up,
band. The band starting to come alive.
Nissimo?
Uh oh.
Well, you know
The
what?
band the
I,
band starting to come alive.
I'll
I
go
don't
ahead and I'll
know.
say this right now. I don't believe that Michael Avenatti forced Kim Fox to do anything. I believe this was a whole collaborative effort on their part because remember, Michael Avenatti had political aspirations for the White House anyway. So if Kim Fox collaborates with Michael Avenatti in this coup against R.Kelly, that gains Michael Avenatti brownie points with certain circles within the Black elitist club, i.e., Black high, like maybe like around maybe the NAACP, Congressional Black Caucus, people of that nature. This gains him brownie
Mm-hmm.
since he
And
got
not just that, my brother, we got to think about how how all of this actually ties in. Okay, nephew, you just talked about the 2008 trial that he won. He literally, that people can say what they want to say. He won that. So if I have one question and nobody has seemed to answer this question for me. If there is only one grand jury and this hooker went to the grand jury, her and her mama went to the grand jury in 2008 and they gave testimony in 2008. How are they able to go back to the grand jury and change their testimony based upon to fit the narrative of the prosecution? Please help me understand.
Somebody say something. Everybody quiet.
good question. I was just waiting to see what if there was any if she had anything else to follow up with that, but
No, that's my question. I want to know how can we go to the grand jury. Literally, this is based upon the same case. We cannot deviate from the case because this is you're giving testimony on the same person regarding pretty much the same case. How is it that you can give testimony to this? We only have one grand jury to the grand jury and you and the mom give testimony in 2008, then y'all go back to the grand jury and give a different testimony. How does that work? Is there something wrong with our system?
You know they changed. That's what they came in with this shit about. changing the language of the charges. So they run the same person back, but they changed the language to the charges. That was the big deal when everybody was saying it was double jeopardy. So the only way they got around the double jeopardy was they had to change the language in the charges, which the grand jury had questions about. And
Okay, even if the grand jury got questioned, you're still giving testimony to the same exact thing. The question that the grand jury asked in 2008, because I heard Sam Adams say the same thing. You gave testimony to the same exact question that they asked you in 2008, and your answer was one way, and then in this case you change your answer based upon the same exact questions. I know
but
the
vote
case is
no.
different, but the case is different, but the testimony is it. The case is different based upon one or two words that you change to change this case to be to fit the narrative. But when you go to give testimony to the grand jury, to this same grand jury, they're asking you the exact same questions. How is it that your answer from that time changes to this time?
That
Well,
grand jury has been janky all the way around ever since they talk about taking any witnesses to take statements from the grand jury. That grand jury has been so janky and jacked up against him this whole time. It wasn't even funny. So,
But it's not just him now, y'all. I'm asking this question because somebody else is going to go through the exact same thing. And I want to know, how is it that the grand jury can accept my testimony at 2008 and find my testimony to be whatever it is, and then I go back to the grand jury and my testimony and my response to them change? I know you got my case, the case from the
well, you can't.
2008.
But you gotta look at it, Nisimo. You gotta look at all of the moving parts, because they trying to say the reason why the testimony was the way that it was in 2008 is based off of the obstruction by him threatening these people. So now that kind of like, now your grand jury, they want to say that your testimony then was bought and paid for, but now
Okay,
they
but
bring a whole
that's
new
not
case.
what they said. He said, Sam Adams said that
I understand what
according.
Sam. We gotta understand that, Nisimo. We understand what Sam Adams said. But what did the prosecution do when they came out with this indictment against him? They said that he obstructed justice and paid the family off. Regardless of
Okay,
other
he
people's
paid the
testimony,
family off and sent the family out
on
of
our
town.
time, right? That's
That did, and
that's
then
they
that was
thing.
that was found null and void in the trial.
So everything should have been thrown out. Should have been, if you really look at it from that perspective. Everything else after that point, once it was proved that he didn't obstruct justice, the other shit should have been thrown out.
My
Anything
point
pertaining to her.
exactly.
But that ain't what they did. They chose to do what they wanted to do because you know what? It's R.Kelly. Don't nobody care the way that they feel. Nobody cared. But like Sam Adams did say, the prosecutors had a job. The prosecutor had a duty to bring the mama and the daughter and get them to testify in 2008, but they refused to do so. You know why they refused to do so? Because they was already planning to do the shit that they did in
Thank you.
2019. Provoked thought. What's up, man?
Hey man, shit, what's going on? Hey, I see the
Hey,
suspects in the building. Hey, Nisi,
hey, baby, how you feeling?
called me, man. I was incapacitated, man. It's been I've been on vacation. I've been doing some rebranding. I'm trying to, you know, I got a new job.
I can't hear.
We can't hear you, Derek. Your sound went out.
Can't hear you,
How about
Derek. We
now?
hear you.
How about now?
That's better.
Okay, yeah, I was I got like two different headphones, right? So I got one that's Bluetooth, one that's connected, wired, and they be trying to do their own damn thing. So, like I said, I'm working on a lot of crap. So, nah, man, but like I said, I've been doing some, rebranding. I got a wonderful job prospect popping off here that I should be starting on the 16th of December. Uh, Making whole lot of money. Oh God, but man, look, when it comes down to my boy Kales, man, we all know the play. We all see the play happening over and over again. It's a repeated process, man. Um, you know, how dare they let Jesse's case go? How dare they do that, man? You know what I'm saying? When he was obviously, without a shadow of a doubt, guilty as homemade sin, bro. You know, um, and the reason why they did it is simple. It's because it was all a political play. Just like with R.Kelly, all a political play. The main point and purpose, then they had to just follow it through, is because they was trying to prop up Michael Avenatti, but when he got locked up, they couldn't do that, but they had to see the whole damn thing through because they had already went too far. Um, I try not to really think about it in too complicated an aspect, man. But when it come to my man Kills, of course, we ain't never gonna forget, how they propagandized and used the media against that man. Because we've watched it. We've been watching it for going on 6 years now. As to how
Not just, I mean, we watching it even when they was during the time of the election.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, so when you look at Jussie Smollett, I was listening to you earlier, Nisi, and I totally agree. His play was to make people angry at the quote unquote MAGA movement. To try to, ensure that Donald Trump lost that election. I don't think that helped. It was other things, cheating and all that, 81 million votes and all of that. But when it comes down to it, they used R. Kelly as a litmus test. And I've said that so many times on my podcast that, in order for them to try to implement anything, they have to try it on somebody and see if it works and see how, the public deals with it. Now, the thing about it is, and, I hate to say it this way, I feel like that one of the reasons why it didn't work so much for Donald Trump, and I love me some Trump, it was a race thing, man. It was clearly racial. That a lot of people was like, nah, that's bullshit. Where black people believe anything said against their own. You know what I mean? Anything.
And that's the thing that bothers me. Even with that, I mean, I people don't understand. So I hope everybody is voting based upon how it's going to be beneficial for you and your family. But for the most part, when it comes to Mr. Change the narrative and the as J Rock stated, the Black Caucus and the NAACP, I have no love for these people. I mean, literally no love for these people. And yes, they are considered to be people that look like me. But when it comes to the nonsense that these people have done and doing with trying to well, ain't no trying, they've been scheming and scamming for many years and think that it's okay. No, that's not okay, because somebody should have been at Rob's rescue, knowing that these people have played their own, but they were the leading parties. They were the ones that was leading this. And that's a lot of things that people don't want to take ownership to. They were leading this nonsense.
Right.
But that's been a question that's been asked for the longest. The NAACP was put in place to protect the rights of African American black citizens.
Right.
But when you see the rights of African American black citizens being violated, but then the NAACP is right in the midst of it, then how the fuck? What you supposed to do? How you supposed to look at it?
I ain't nothing they can
This
do for me.
whole shit with Justice Smollett. I'm gonna tell you why they did that. Trump, in one of his interviews after he won the election, he talked about the LGBT shit.
Yep.
This ain't nothing but this ain't. Oh, okay. Since you want, that's how you feel. We go. This ain't nothing. With this. This shit is a tit for tat thing, bro. And Trump, Trump don't agree with the order being
Yes.
trying to redesign the order of the way life's supposed to be and how life is supposed to be reproduced. He don't agree with that. But you got people out here that like, that do. They wanted to be that way. Trump says no room for that. But I don't like to get off into that, but I pay attention and I look at shit and I look at the timing of things. And that right there really tells you, like, it means a lot. Like, the timing of when people do certain things, it means a lot. Trump come out, he talk about the LGBT stuff and this, that, and the third. Next thing you know, Justice Smollett. Now, this man put a hate crime in America. Let me and you go do that. Me and you walk inside of a mall and say, I got a bomb. We locked up
For life. Until we can figure out a way to get you out of there.
Right. Yeah. He never got locked up. That man never spent a day in jail.
Now he did. Was it 2 days? But he clowned so going in.
They said he did up to about 6.
Man, I doubt that.
I don't believe that.
House, man.
Well, that's what the report saying, that they're saying that he did about as much as 6 days and then he was let out.
I don't believe, after finding out that this dude is Kamala Harris' nephew, I don't believe that.
Where that information? When
yes, baby. What's her name? Judge Joe Brown and Candace Owens then pulled the whole information. They got it all.
You know what though? But one thing that I can safely say is this, man. Donald Trump and R.Kelly is an anomaly amongst Americans because of the simple fact that their belief systems. They not with some of that foolishness. It's all about love between man and woman. It's about maintaining the family. And all of that stuff. So, at the end of the day, man, Donald Trump pretty much put a gay person in his cabinet. So, how's he homophobic? How? How? Just tell me how. I don't know. I mean, how? At Mar-a-Lago, gay marriages that he's hosted. All of these things is propaganda. People. Like if you remember when R. Kelly's situation first came to pass, and everybody was talking about it, they was feeding you the media narrative of what the media said, and they believe and trust the media. They believe The View. They believe Gayle King. They believe all of these people because the media is to be trusted. The only reason why we even felt differently is because we didn't succumb to what the mainstream media was saying, because it didn't add up. How can you sit up here on CNN and say, hey, I watched the tape and didn't nobody come get you? But if you notice, all of that's changing. And I do feel like that it's going to change in R. Kelly's favor here pretty soon. Because trust me, there's somebody that knows him, that knows the president-elect. He knows the president.
He knows the president.
He knows the president-elect. So it's only a matter of time before it's all exposed. The whole thing. We already know Michael Avenatti said that 90% of it is bullshit, whether it's Trump or R. Kelly. It always is. That's a direct quote So when we get into, and I feel Big Vi, as much as, this Diddy stuff is what it is, they not pushing it like they pushed Kales, man. Have you noticed that?
Well, I think that it's like this here for me. I think that when I look at it, it probably would have been the same way as Rob if Diddy went first. But because Diddy did not go first, I feel like the people are, the messages it has changed, of course. And that's the sad part about it when it comes to our people. We are so gullible in locking up our own people. I don't understand that to save my life. That bothers me.
You know what? But the major difference is, Nisi, is the fact that Diddy didn't have a scathing 3-day, 6-part docuseries to
Exactly.
explain.
Well, no, he got some. There is several out here.
But none
And
of them, he got several, but none of his documentaries are made by Lifetime slash
no,
A&E slash
no.
NBC.
Right. So, they put on a production in order to get R. Kelly up.
And
So,
then and Vi, you got to make sure, since you said that, make sure you let these people know everything that they said on these documentaries regarding Rob. None of it was
Was
stated
fact checked.
in the courts.
Nah, none of it was fact checked. And you got Tim Savage. We can't go away from this man saying, Lifetime knew these bitches was lying.
He said that.
yeah, but they had already put too much money into it. So,
But thanks be to God for the people overseas. They told them, do
What's up, Fresh
not.
Girl?
Don't send that mess back over here. We don't want that mess over here because we know it's a lie.
the media propaganda machine has been something else, and I'm just glad that, we fight in all directions. We literally have fought this in all directions wherever we see it coming. I don't, I do feel like that when it comes to Diddy, some of it is damn bullshit. I really do. Because because people gonna do what they do, and they gonna rumor, and they gonna whisper, and they gonna talk amongst each other, and I don't know the man's innocence or guilt. I don't know I wasn't at a Diddy party. I don't know what the hell went on. But at the end of
Well,
the
I
day,
know this dude that's running his behind around YouTube and everywhere else, lying, talking about he was in the same cell as Rob with this bogus lie, saying Rob said this and he said that. These people need to go get a life.
I don't. I would be remiss to think that R. Kelly sitting up there in prison telling everybody his personal life story.
He didn't do that when he was out, so why would he do it? Especially sitting up here talking about Aaliyah. Rob ain't talked about no Aaliyah.
We know this for a fact. We know for a fact that Rob ain't spoke on Aaliyah to nobody. That's
Nobody.
like that's an
Right.
off limit conversation.
Yeah.
Period. But you see, I took the interview down where I had to do because at the end of the day, like you have to understand, just listening to some of the stuff the dude was saying, it didn't make sense.
A lot of
And
people.
then it seemed like via every platform he go on, the story change.
And
A
seeing
lot
the
of
thing, and seeing the thing in regards to that is in regards to Aaliyah. If you remember, at the time when the tape supposedly came out, and he did that interview with Ed Gordon, and he asked him about Aaliyah, because keep in mind, Aaliyah had passed away about 6 months after that tape came. 6 months prior to that tape coming out. And then when they asked about Aaliyah, and R. Kelly said, with all due respect, Aaliyah is gone. And you could tell he was getting a little emotional at that point in that interview. And he kind of backed off. He was like, Aaliyah is gone, and I don't want to, and I don't want to address that. I don't want to bring her family into anything. And that's what he basically said in regards to that. So we all know if he felt about it felt that way about it back then. You know he wasn't gonna bring him to randomly to anybody else.
Yeah, I heard the interview with Drea Lee. She said the same thing. Don't bring up Aaliyah. Stop bringing up Aaliyah's name.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and the thing about it is, like I said, when you look at, you know, all of the things that has happened to R. Kelly and everything that I've seen over the past 5 years, a lot of what I blame for what happens to people out here, especially in the celebrity realm, mainstream media, the biggest problem in the world. You know, and it does my heart good to know that a lot of these fools are about to be gone because you've lied and lied and lied and lied, you know, and now they got to put out legal notes. And I wish that a lot of that was done when R. Kelly was going on, you know, because, if you look at The View now, Sonny Hostin with her goofball behind got to say every day she got to do a legal note because you can't state allegations or rumor as fact. And that's what's been happening with the media for, I would say, the past 2 decades.
I just gotta say, shout out to the band, man. We got the crew on here, man. It's been a minute since I've been live, but you see, we got Derek on here, Nisimo on here, Uncle Muse on here, we got Lex on here, J Rock on here. Man, the band is tuning up, man.
Oh man,
the band is tuning up.
Got my guitar ready, buddy.
Prophet.
And, my brother, I need to hear from you. I need to hear you.
I tried to speak to you and you ignored me and spoke to everybody.
Did not. Hey, I spoke to you when you were speaking to everybody else.
I ain't hear nothing you saying. My feelings are hurt.
You know I love you. You know I love you. I don't know why you over there playing.
He ain't trying to hit none of that ish.
None of that. None of that.
Well, nephew, you know I love him because you know I'm always asking about him.
I need some more. I'm gonna get you now. All right,
I love you, baby.
I love you, sweetheart. Prophet, what's going on? Prophet?
Hey, Big Muse, what's happening, baby? How you feeling?
Man, I heard you got some things cooking up and then looking good for you, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm
be honest with you. God is in the blessing.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
And you know, if you stay faithful and you stay honest and you stay, and you stay in, in the right path, you ain't got nothing to worry about, man. You know, I trust them. You know, I don't lean on to my own understanding about a lot of things anymore because, it's not, certain things aren't for us to understand. The earlier this year was rough, man. And, well, shoot, all up. I'm talking about 2023. Leading up to now, it's been rough. But we got to fight. You know what I'm saying? We got to fight for what for what we want. Faith don't do you no good if you don't get off the couch.
Yeah,
so
gonna start preaching.
Right.
And you know what? Like I said, I've been doing. And I done kind of, I know I've been off the scene for a second, but I'm working on a rebrand. I'm helping a friend of mine kind of get their stuff kicked off as far as a podcast and, and helping her out as far as, what to do and getting her ready. She kind of, scared right now. She don't want to hit the button, but I told her, I'm like, I ain't nothing to it but to do it. I hit that thing in November last year and I've been rolling ever since. And,
that's it, man. That's it, bro.
My content shifted because I saw the need, and I'm about, and now that everything went the way that it's supposed to go, I can shift back, and I can talk about more things, but it was very, very important for us to realize what the media was doing again, what the legal system was doing again. We had to understand it. Because if we didn't, we was going to fall into the same ridiculousness that everybody fell into before. So I'm glad that I did what I did, and everybody know. I might have had a lot of people stop listening to me because I wasn't talking about R. Kelly all the time. But the thing about it is, it was all connected. It's still
That's understandable. Lex, what you doing, man? Lex, what you got over there cooking, man?
How's my chat family doing? I'm still on the clock, man. I got like 2 minutes before I clock out, so I came to the break room to shout out y'all, man, to see how everybody been doing, and hope everybody is in good health and
Hey,
all that
first of
stuff,
all,
man.
I want to say this to Lex, cause you right there in the and you right there in the Metroplex, and J Rock. I'm gonna be in Texas on Friday, all the way until Monday. So ain't no reason why we can't find a common ground to meet up on and go have something to eat or something, man.
That
Right.
sound like a plan.
Well, that will work out, but I'll be out of town tomorrow. So I'll be heading out of state. So I'm going back to the boot.
Oh, you going back to the
Oh yeah,
booth?
you gotta buy you classic this weekend, ain't it?
Yeah, but actually I won't be going down there this time. So I'm just gonna be chilling with the fam and everything back home. So that's what that's gonna be. So I ain't gonna be able to swing it down there this time go around.
Oh, okay.
Well, me and Lex go get something to eat.
Yeah, maybe we can link up on one of them days and see can we get something done. Maybe Friday we can link up and get something done.
Y'all can come on to Houston.
Yeah. Where you at,
my
Sugarland?
mama kill me.
I'm in Pearland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got family in Sugarland. Yeah, but yeah, I was gonna jump on for a second and put out what I wanted to say. It's funny how a lot of the bloggers now they are trying to dissect Diddy's case versus how we were doing it with R.Kelly. We were dissecting everything, reading transcripts and everything, and they were just knocking it down, saying that all the victims or so-called victims were really telling the truth. But now all of a sudden, now the Diddy's in this situation, now they really want to try to do their due diligence and say, well, these people lying, this and that or the other. So it's funny how they're doing that now. They really want to put their foot down and do some real investigation and see what's really going on versus what we were trying to say for the last 5 years or more about go ahead and do your due diligence and see what's really happening. It's not just about the man, it's about the laws they're trying to pass and get passed so they can use it on the next person. And they wouldn't listen, but now they act like they want to try to listen.
Yes, sir.
But you know what?
JT,
It's
what
funny.
you doing in that chat, Jeff? Hold on just a second, cause we got
Okay.
Jeff in the chat.
Jeff in the chat.
Man, where y'all at, man?
Come on up in here.
Pull up,
trying
brother.
to pack the house out, man. 10 people is a sold out show, man. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to pack the house out.
What Lex said. One thing about what you said, Lex, we always said the same thing. Everybody jumping on R.Kelly back because the BS that was going on with him. But as soon as it was gonna happen to somebody they like, now all of a sudden he's gonna change their damn tune.
You better say that. You better say that.
And that's exactly what the hell's going on right now.
And it shouldn't even be like that. You know what I mean? You got to see the bigger. Let me say this. I ain't gonna try to get off into nothing. Let me say this. You have to look at the spirit working behind it. Do not do that. If you do not do that, then you'll get sucked in with your emotions and your perspective that's been poisoned and influenced for how long? If you don't never step aside from all of that stuff, get everybody out of your ear of influence and do your own personal leg work like Columbo. Take your emotion, your feelings out of it so that you can have clarity. Because this could be somebody in your household. That's what people are missing. Because they're moved by their emotion and how they idolize celebrities. They are blood just like you with real challenges like anybody. I yield back.
Yeah, once they start stirring that gumbo pot up and start putting all the sides in there with the meat, everybody want to start eating. But when we were trying to do it, they didn't want to bring nothing to the table. Everybody want to sit with their hands folded and up under their seat. They want to participate, but now everybody want to participate. That's how it go down now. Now we got all the meat in the side.
you know what happened? You know, with envy and jealous, with jealousy come envy, and with envy come hatred. You know,
Hmm.
it's sad to say that a man who went through so much struggle to rise above it all, and people are mad or people dislike, or you know how they say you too good. You know the stuff that you do with less effort that people have to work hard to do. They spend all their life trying to do, but you can just get up and just effortlessly just do it, and people have a
And
problem
that's
with
a
it.
gift only from God.
It's
You know,
only
and that's
it's God's given. My brother say it all the time, man. You got people that's talented and you got people that's gifted, and there's two different things. But a lot of things with chaos, man. A lot of man to hear some of the things that this man has done, and when it comes to the charity donations, when it comes to saving people in a wrecked car, and not staying to wait to get the recognition and say, well, singer R.Kelly saved the family last night. You know, go put him up in a hotel for a month to stay. You
Hmm.
know, so many of the people, even just go listen to the shit the people that said he did them bad say. When they didn't have
Hmm.
nowhere to go, he allowed them to come stay with them. When they left and stole shit and came
He
back with
still
a
let
baby
them
this
come back.
time, he had to come
Yes.
back and stay. I mean, you talk about this is the motherfucker that you say abuse you? I don't understand it. Like, who runs to their abuser after they're gone and got pregnant and had another kid for another man, and you come back with your kid? You think that's a familiar, ideal situation to be in?
Hmm.
But nobody looks at that. Nobody questions it. You got the wife talking about she hog tied, but then the same one, the same girl that they say was on the tape, they say that the wife was on the tape with her.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody questioned it. The wife say, I could talk about Rob, but y'all can't. That's my husband. We got kids together.
you better
Hmm.
quit playing.
You got the same woman who Rob divorced her, but she fought harder to have the last name than to get money.
Sure did.
Family, I'm gonna log back in and make a phone call right quick. I check on the household. I'll jump back on
Okay,
in a few minutes.
All
All
right,
right.
Lex.
we
Yeah.
talking about a woman who fought harder to have a last name than she
She
fought to
fought harder
have
than Tina Turner.
financial stability for her and her kids. You talking
She
about a
fought
woman
harder
that's
than
out here,
Tina Turner.
a woman that's out here marrying other niggas and giving them another man last name. What type of shit is that? What type of man marry a woman and take her last name? Nigga, you ain't got no spine. But they ain't taking the last name because it's her last name. They taking the last name because it's attached to the man
Yeah.
last name.
The man.
You see, this is the crazy shit that they want us to try to understand that will never make sense to a logical thinking person. They say the
Oh
man had
Lord.
people in basement chained up, tied up. The nigga didn't even have a
Shit.
basement in a crib
Didn't
he
even
owned.
have a basement.
For real.
I'm talking about they be dead by now.
He say I've
Hey,
been in here. Hey, look, he
stankin'.
say I've been in here 4 years. I'm still waiting on the motherfuckers that was in the basement to come out.
Rob
I mean,
stupid. He know he's stupid.
man, but
We all still waiting.
And we still waiting.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing
Hey,
Hey
hey.
sis.
tonight?
What's going
Hey,
on with
hey,
you?
hey.
Hey,
Oh,
How you
nothing much,
feeling?
nothing much.
All right. What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
Oh, nothing. I was just listening in. I didn't even know Vi was live. So
I
I
didn't
just
either
happened to
until
just
I was
jump
talking to
on.
J-Rock.
Oh, okay.
I just happened to
Mhm.
look up.
hold
I'm
on,
like,
Joe.
damn, Vi live right now. Shit. Okay.
Right. I happen to look at the phone and like, oh man, let me go on my tablet.
Yeah, it's a good conversation though, from what I've been listening to. So a little bit.
Yeah, you talking about these people talking about these people here. It's like logic with these people is like mixing roaches and light. As soon as the lights come on, roaches start running. No,
They start running.
And y'all know, me and sis was talking about Willie D. You know, Willie D. He switched with the rain. Whatever way the rain fall, that's the way he fall. I'm like, dude, do you not have anything positive to say about anybody, especially us?
Mm-hmm.
I saw
That's
the
why he on. That's
live
why.
he had earlier when
Yeah.
he was talking about Wendy Williams now being permanently incapacitated
Mm-hmm.
due to
I
her
saw
battle with
that.
dementia.
I saw that.
Hey, nephew. I still on. I must have stepped away.
Maybe. You know, we can hold it down by ourselves without buying. He come back
I
and
want
jump
to ask
back.
him a
Yeah, you
question.
know how we get at.
I want to ask him a question about somebody.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand how we can be so critical of one another when all we have is each other. And
Willie Lynch.
we seen going through this here election.
What you do to him?
Huh?
Oh, he on something else. That's he in his background.
Oh, we seen through this election that uh, other people care more about us than, and that's and I and a lot of people didn't know that, but that was my third time voting for Trump. And when I heard this man the first time, how hard he went for the American people, that's Robert Sylvester Kelly. Everywhere Robert went, that man gave reverence to the shy, no matter how good or how bad it may be. He still gave reverence to the shy. To me, that man gave more reverence to the shy than Jordan could ever give reverence to the shy,
But Jordan wasn't.
because he loved the shy. He really loved the shy. But when he went through this situation this time, I just, they didn't love him back the way that I felt like there was some, but everyone that I felt that should have loved him back the way that they should have, that fight should still be going. It should be harder now than anything, especially when they did this here with Justice Smollett. The whole shot should have been like, hell no, no.
What up,
Y'all
love
got to
Mill?
release, because ain't no music going on. We ain't got no music.
Yeah, we trash out here with the
Please don't get me started on that. Ooh, I got a lot to say
Now,
about that.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I'm gonna say this: the music go. And Uncle Muse told me about this dude months ago, and I hadn't really just heard him until I heard him he put out a song called "Mama." I sent it to the group chat. That October London dude. I said,
Yes,
if this
sir.
motherfucker ain't a great value R.Kelly.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost like I wouldn't say a carbon copy, but the dude sound. I mean, if I would have never
He
saw,
sound like the Love Letter album, dog.
yes. I mean, he's taking the blueprint and he tried to he duplicated it good as fuck. Cause I'm telling you, man, the dude, I mean, I give him credit. October London, wherever he got it, it sounds like he
But
got it
but
from
Vi,
God.
it's like this here. It's a lot of men out here that's got the talent that can really, but they don't have the master
No.
behind how this man Rob got so much that God have blessed him
Mm-hmm.
to produce, to write. Oh, and there are songs that people have yet to hear. This gospel album that this man got that haven't been released, that's what's gonna tear the world up.
Well,
They're not. Oh,
that's a big thing though. What I tell people that I also talk to people about. You know, this R. Kelly person was never who R. Kelly really wanted. That wasn't who he wanted to be.
No.
But that was who he had to be in order to become famous. You know, they wanted R. Kelly, but he didn't want R. Kelly. He wanted to inspire that uplifting gospel.
Yes.
That's what he wanted to do. But like he said, they wanted something different. But even when they told him, hey, don't make these gospel songs, it ain't gonna work. He's like, shit, I did it anyway. And once it worked, what did the label do? They pushed the shit out of it. And that goes to show you, man, this man, if he would have, and me and Derek and Unc and J Rock, we talked about this shit way back years ago. Even Jeff. I said the music industry for R. Kelly was never about money.
Mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
Money
Mm-mm.
came with it, but it was never about the money. His love for the music
Yep.
And
allowed a lot of shit to go on around him that should have been addressed years ago.
yes.
Yeah. And also too, in regards to R. Kelly, let's not look past this. As talented as he is, and as much God as much God has blessed him with as far as musically, it's his work ethic that
Yes.
really
It's
pushes it.
unmatched.
Because that
Unmatched.
work ethic, the only other person that had that kind of work ethic that I can say off the top of my head is Tupac.
Yes, yes.
He's the
That's why he
only
went
one.
the extra mile to and beyond and above. He wanted to work with this man because he saw something in this man that he saw in himself.
I'm telling you, it wouldn't have been no Jay-Z R. Kelly album if Pac had been around.
Pac had been living.
That'd have
Nah,
been the nastiest
but
album.
you notice that though, man, with the greatest people like with Kels, like you say, the work ethic. Michael Jackson, the work ethic.
Yes.
Prince, the work ethic, and those guys like that, they never. Michael Jackson ain't get his flowers the way that he should have, man.
Mm-mm.
Away from
Mm-mm.
Look how they told this man. Man, they drove that man into the ground, man. That
And
man
then
is
steady
still not in.
lying on him. Just steady lying. Just steady lying.
It's crazy, man. With the shit that they praise Elvis with movie theater, movies and documentaries, and all of our blacks are criticizing in the hood, talking
Every
about shit.
last one of them, by every last, we don't have one that nobody is speaking, just literally uplifting. When and I think I told y'all when my professor said to us, if they ever decide to take Dr. Cosby down, every black man that walked the face of this earth, lives are in danger.
in trouble.
Right.
Yeah,
Let
and
me
that's
say this.
and that's
Let me
where
re- yeah. Let me revisit something for a minute. I want to set up Brother Crook. Um, I'm gonna speak on Kobe real briefly, and then I'm gonna tie why people fail in entrepreneurship to touch on what y'all was saying a moment ago. I forgot what the interview is, and the guy who interviewed, he's a familiar face. I don't know why I can never remember this gentleman's name. Um, but he wanted to know, paraphrase, what was it that Kobe used to prepare himself when he got on the court and stuff that differed from him. And it was kind of weird, like like, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
type stuff, man. Why would you? But listen to what Kobe said. I got it. He said he used to have in his headphones every time before a game. Always, he would listen to the theme song of um, Michael Myers,
Mm.
the scary thing, Hollywood, the Hollywood, what's the Halloween thing, whatever the thing of that.
Mm-hmm.
It helped him get in a mindset and a focus of a killer instant on the court, just to annihilate. Now I'm gonna backtrack for a minute. I don't remember J Watt the game that it was, but Kobe missed a critical shot that cost them the game. It was a normal shot, an easy shot. Anybody could have made it. Something that he would nail. I think it was like a maybe a 15-foot, 10 feet, just an easy shot, and he missed it. I think they said after the game, or maybe think that morning or something, his routine, he went to the gym to practice that. And they say he was in the gym for hours and hours and hours and hours. Hear what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the basketball. Do you know the mindset you have to have? Today's climate in the NBA and even in the WNBA and other sports, very skilled, very talented. But I see very little of that work ethic in my.
Oh, of course you don't.
That's what makes a difference. Now I'm gonna shift gears. The reason why pretty much a lot of entrepreneurship business fails because people go into it with the concept of I want to make money. Please, trying to be deep because I'm not. I'm just real, and just real simple. I'm gonna tell you how I look at stuff. You go into business to have financial security, make generational wealth, yada yada yada. I got it, and we all on that. We understand that. But if you don't go in with a concept to impact, to stand out, and provide something that the marketplace is lacking, that there's a gap, if you don't look at it from that perspective and focus on the impact of your gifting, and if your grind and your work ethic has not been cemented where you have a foundation that you're standing on, oh, you ain't gonna be in business too long. It's not about this. Because money gonna come, resources gonna come, network and connections are gonna be formed and built. That's why you don't see, and no disrespect, that's why you don't see Chick-fil-A in the urban community. It ain't got nothing to do with no pay. It ain't got nothing to do with no pay. They got a billionaire's mindset.
Sure do.
They look at a gap in the marketplace and look at all the competitors and see what's the underlying common denominator that they was missing. And one of the things that stood out to them was customer service. And training their employees in such a way and put certain individuals to address that in other places to address that. That's why it stands out. That's why you can listen to R.Kelly's whole album catalog and it will take you through Marvin Gaye, One, Sam Cooke, Crucial Conflict,
everybody,
Steppin', a jazz feel, a blues feel, ballads. I had to go back and be listening to some of this stuff recently and other stuff because ain't nothing on the radio, ain't nothing. I got my own playlist of stuff because stuff is dead. Ain't nothing out there. Ain't nothing but trash out there. I'm just keeping it up.
That's it.
Brother Crutch, what's on your mind, man? Thank you for blessing the platform. How you feeling, my brother?
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
Hey,
Brother
baby.
Muse, what's going on? Ishmael, what's going on, sir? Big bye.
What up,
Everybody
bro?
on the panel, what up, bro? Man, I synced the link late. I was just getting off work. I was just getting myself situated. And I'm
What
like,
up with
man,
it, Jeff?
what up, Jay Rizzo? Provoke everybody in the chat, peace and blessings. Man, hey, no, man. And what Brother Muse was just putting down, I was picking it up real heavy, right? And it's like, repetition build character. But it also, hard work and dedication. I try to instill that into my son as well because, like you said, in this current climate, we live in a microwave society. When we talk about the majesty of somebody like R.Kelly, a master at work at his craft, and you see the effect when he's not around. That gift is so unique, not only because it was God-given, it's because he perfected it through hard work and his work ethic. Yeah. So that's what's missing right now, and that's why the music is microwavable. The difference between you putting a hot pocket in the microwave right quick opposed to you throwing the whole meal in the oven. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
Cutting the ingredients and everything up, cutting all them bell pepper and onions and everything and making it work.
Feel me? Yeah.
Celery, you feel me?
Vegetables and potatoes.
Yeah,
Just
so
hey, letting it marinate.
letting it all marinate. Yeah, so yeah,
Now, Tiffany,
I appreciate that analogy, brother, because yeah, I was like, I ain't want to cut you off. I wanted you to get that out.
yes, sir.
But yeah,
Brother
I'm
Jim.
just hanging out. I'm just chilling, man. I came in a little late in the game, but I'm here.
What's up, Jim?
What's going on, bro? That's Lex.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good to
We
see
got
Lex
Lex
on
and we
the.
got Shamika in here, man.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
see. Sis, what up, me?
Oh, not much. I'm just sitting here listening, taking it all in. I was
Yeah,
listening to
hey,
what Brother Muse was just saying, and he was, basically saying how Chick-fil-A and they have a billionaire mindset, and not only like their mindset, it's like even down to their customer service, like
Yes, it is.
their customer services. I mean, I was talking today, it's top notch, and when you think about it, y'all. I was talking to my brother today. We was talking or whatever, and the conversation as far as like us, we have to, because I was comparing Chick-fil-A to McDonald's, and I'm just
Hmm.
saying like the customer service and how top notch Chick-fil-A is, and that's because of their customer service and what they offer. But us people, when you go there, them people gonna smile and they don't even look like us. You understand? But
Mm-hmm.
they give you the
Mm-hmm.
best customer service. But then you can go to McDonald's and you can get the worst customer service from us. And it's like that's why Chick-fil-A is where they are, because I was talking to my brother today, and I'm like, I like to go wherever I'm going. I want the best of the service and good
Mm-hmm.
customer service. So that goes back to even talking about R.Kelly and his work ethics, and how and so the like y'all was saying, the industry is really suffering now, and it's because when you have good people that's greedy and not realizing to appreciate what you have
Hmm.
and now that you don't have it anymore, they just suffering right now
They suffering.
musically. Yeah.
And the sad part about it, you guys, I don't even think they realize how much they were going to suffer if they had allowed these people to continue down the path of what they was doing to this man. And I'm telling y'all, all the way to Sony, these people are suffering. They're literally suffering. And they're suffering to the point because you can't use another R. Kelly, because anybody that does something for you, they want to get paid. And how they use Rob and say write a song here, write this. He didn't ask, how am I gonna get paid for this? He just did it because that's what he enjoyed doing. And whatever he wrote, you better rest for sure it fit that person.
Easy Mo. Hey, J Rock. I want to ask what you just said. Now that you put that out there, people like Usher and all these other artists, now that they see what's going on, the artist is coming in behind them that may sign with Sony. Just as you said, they gonna want their money up front. They're not gonna do it for the love. They're gonna do it for the money.
Exactly.
They're not gonna put
Exactly.
out that same type of material that people want to hear. So they still gonna suffer in the end. Right.
I mean, even with Usher, y'all know Usher, his whole everything about Usher died. Rob brought him back. Rob brought him back, and he brought
Same
back a
girl,
whole lot of others.
same girl.
Same girl. Wasn't nobody listening to Usher no more.
He was letting it burn.
Shut up, bye. But
I
fine,
think you
it's
know
funny
what.
you saying that. It's funny you're saying that. Now, y'all saw the industry push that mess when it came to Rob, but they didn't push that when it came to Usher.
Of course.
Man, you know that's they puppet, man.
Say
That's
it
they puppet.
again. Let's stress that out. Say that again.
That's they
Stress that out.
that's they puppet,
Well,
man. You gotta understand this shit,
That's
man.
it. That's it.
They will go to the enemy. You
That's it.
dealing with an industry
That's it.
that once they are after you, they will go to the enemy and
Yeah.
ask the enemy, "What can I do to satisfy you?" But we need to get him out of here.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You
Yep.
talk
You
about
got.
making a deal with the devil? That's what
Mm,
the industry does.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
But J Rock, what happens? What happens when they keep putting their mouth on him?
They
They
dropping like
always
flies.
they catch their own private hell.
They dropping like
Private,
flies.
private
That's
Mm.
why I
member.
say a lot. I know some people they say, well, I know people ask, say Trump pardon Rob. I would that would be good for me. But the pardon that I want to see is not from a president. It's from the man upstairs. Because guess what?
Hey,
If Trump pardon Kels, it defeat the purpose of him going through what he's went through. See,
Right.
a lot of
Right.
this shit that he went through is still hidden to the world because they haven't paid attention to it. But see, when God opened that door and God put
hey,
this show up, God make everybody watch. God show everybody what this man has endured. Because guess what? I'm gonna show y'all what one of my strongest soldiers went through.
hey, and
But you know what?
he still won't bow down to you.
Yep. But you know what though? God will put people in positions too.
Man,
You know, and
I'm telling
I
you.
feel like he will put people in positions to do that because when you think about it, Robin Trump has went through the same similar, you know, as far as
But
like
see,
the
but
system
what's the difference though,
weaponizing.
Shanique? What's the difference?
What?
What
Well,
Rob and Trump, they went through the same thing. But Kels is the only person who has went through a private hellhole in the fucking courtroom. Trump shit was on TV. Did his shit
Yeah.
on the TV. YSL on the TV. Everybody else
yeah,
on
but you,
so
yeah,
everybody else going through what they going through so the public can make their own opinion
that's
about
right.
what they seen. When R. Kelly went through what he went through, the public didn't get to see it. The public,
Yeah,
you know what our community, one thing our community isn't going to do. I'm gonna say out of 100% of the black community, you probably got about 10 to 15% of that community that's gonna go read, that's gonna go seek the information. Because guess what they gonna do? You got a lot of our people have been indoctrinated from our grandparents to watch the news and believe what we see in the media, and
Yep.
that's a condition that that's a condition that we adapted. Not because we wanted to, because that's what we saw. That's what we grew up doing. We grew up watching. The TV stayed on the news at my grandma's house. I
Mm-hmm.
don't give a damn what day of the week it was. The news was always on. You know why? Because the news was on. Then it went to the Price is Right. Then it went to the Bold and the
Yeah.
Beautiful, God and Light. Then it went
Right.
back to the goddamn news again. Like, and that's just how it was. But you know what I told myself and I didn't get this way until I became older. I started to seek my own understanding. Even when it comes to the Bible, anything. I listened to people as I grew up. But then once I started to have questions, nobody had answers. So I had to go and look for myself.
Right.
And the thing with Kels is this man, what he went through, ain't no way if the media had live coverage like the YSL case, that the public will
With a young
still
Thug.
feel the same way they feel about this man.
Yeah.
You exactly right. That was intentional. Now
well, I can agree with that. The only difference, in my opinion, is I mean, when you even look, when someone has it in their mind, I think what did the most damage because people In this case with Kels, they literally, when this thing came out back in 2008, people still had their opinions follow, just going into 2024. They didn't care about people's mindset was still stuck on this particular tape. So I feel like with people in the way that we think, like Black people, we don't know how to, like you say, research or read, because this man was found not guilty in the eyes of a tape that was fabricated, and they don't care. Like, that's even down to with Donald Trump.
Thank
It
you.
was open. His court case, it was open, but it doesn't matter because the hate that people had towards him, it didn't matter because they still indoctrinate in their mind. They still feel as though it don't matter. We just want him locked up.
Right.
We
And
want
I
him
share
locked up.
with people too, sis, about remember I told you I had several people that was steady trying to tell me that this man was a felon. And I'm like, no, he's not a felon. You have to understand the law. I'm not going based upon what Webster says, because I'm telling you, when you get into the law is the law. And the law says that he's not a felon until he has gone through all stages, meaning he has to go through
Yep.
the process of being sentenced. So for you to, and when you tell them that, I don't care, he's still a felon. What makes him a felon?
What makes him a
Mhm.
felon is the media saying that he's a convicted felon.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. And like Rob with
That's
R. Kelly,
To hold on
all
to.
these people who had documentaries, when you looked at Surviving R. Kelly, see the tape, the sex tape, it didn't have no goddamn smoke screens going on and that old bullshit music in the background and all those theatrics throughout it. You know what I'm saying? The tape was just, I'm gonna
Yeah.
give a motherfucker $40. Hey, let me get this on, or whatever the situation may be. But like you say, man, people don't want to listen, man. That's why I always go back to the video with R. Kelly's lawyer at that time and say, man, he said if you wasn't in the courtroom, and it's a
That
part,
part.
and that's a part of the media too. Back then, the
Back
media
then,
withheld the information back then
sure
from the public
did.
because he say if you wasn't in the courtroom, then you don't know that forensic specialists analyzed this tape and proved that this tape was doctored
Doctor.
and manipulated. Say the tape,
Uh-huh.
the pixel was off on the tape. The man was missing a mold on his that was on his back that wasn't on the tape. All this shit was.
And the mold kept moving.
He said they could not prove this shit, and he say the state had a duty to bring the mother and the daughter into courtroom and have them testify, but they refused to do so. Why did they do that? Because they knew that they could not prove it.
And I've always, and nobody seems to bring this up, Vi. And this is something that will never leave me. The guy that actually knew and had all the documentation, forgot his name, but
Edward
he
Jesse,
had, huh?
you talking about Ed?
The one that got killed.
Oh, you
Uh,
talking about Jack Palladino
he got killed, and then the other, the
lady,
other, yes,
Linda Mitch.
Linda Mitch, the people that really mattered in this man case. And see, this is where it gets I get start to look at people side eye when you sitting up here
TV.
telling me that you going the extra mile for this man, you're doing the investigation for this man. That part is where I have to look at you side eye to know that you are not doing all that you should be doing and can do. And I sent you guys a video of myself in front of Rob's studio, the people next door to his studio doing the video of me and them giving me information, very substantial information regarding this man. But you're not investigating this. You're only, what are you in this for? What are you people in this for?
They didn't have no integrity.
Nah, and at the same time, you know, when we listened to Rob when he had the interview with Gorgeous Drake, and he talked about he talked about the destination he wanted versus the destination that was given to him. And we have to look at that, and we have to really understand that when we talking about discernment and God, and sometimes we can want something so bad to where we will make a deal. And sometimes we can be making the wrong deal because we don't have the patience. And not saying that you doing it, not saying that it's your fault because you thinking everybody have your best interest at heart. And when I hear Kel say that, I say, man, when he did that and they transformed him, that was the beginning of the destruction.
Yes.
Because they built this character up, they pumped this character up, they promoted this character, they pushed this character. And once he got to the point and say, you know what, I don't want to be this anymore. I want
That's
to
what
do
he
this.
said. Yes.
Well, that's not
Because
gonna.
you got a 40-some-odd-year-old man that you forcing to write songs about marrying in the PUSSY.
Right.
You got, when he is way more than that, way more profound, way more of an artist than that. Now
Correct.
that was light work for him. That was nothing. Because but at the same time, his biggest hit wasn't that. It was I Believe I Can Fly.
I believe I can fly.
So, the thing about it is it's not that they don't want to confuse the audience, or in a sense, it kind of is, because they don't want them to get nowhere near close to God.
No, and they don't, and now we know this too, that they're not trying to send anything that's about producing. No babies.
You doggone
No.
right. No, they don't want that.
No, they don't want that, man. And this industry shit, with kills, man. Like you say, he didn't choose, he didn't choose the industry. The industry chose him. And that was a big part of it. And I just say, man, and Derek say this, what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. Right now, he been going through the wash for these last 4 years, 5 years. And God's still watching him because he's so tainted with this shit that these people put in him, to where, when he come out this rinse, he's gonna be unidentifiable. You know what I'm saying? Right now, he can send music out of the prison right now, but it ain't gonna sound like Kels. Because what K Michelle do? What she say? Oh,
she can't do.
They try to make that a problem. She say, oh no, it wasn't no problem. She say one thing about him: when he got you in the studio working with you, he not gonna let you leave until that shit is mastered
And that's
and it's
mastered.
done. She said, I had to stay in there for 2 or 3 days. I had to stay there for 2 or 3 days working on the song. And she like, well, I can't leave. He say, shit, because if you leave and come back, we gotta start all the way
Restart
back
all
over
over.
from scratch.
Lose the magic.
Once you get into your element, this is when you need to be recorded.
Let me say this. This is something y'all said that was powerful. Try to say this real slow. The enemy, and I don't want to get deep into this. The enemy, the devil, the evil part of this world is trying to attack the goodness, has always from the beginning been after the seed. That's his own focus. His only focus. Listen to what I said. He's after the seed. He was after the seed of the woman. Women don't have seed.
The man.
But why was the enemy after the seed of the woman? Because that was where our Savior was going to come through to save humanity.
To save humanity.
What's my purpose in what I'm saying? There is no discernment without intimacy.
Slow down, slow down. You ain't gonna just run over that like that. You ain't gonna just run over that like that. We need a muse moment right now. We need
That's a
a muse
preaching
right now.
moment. I know he's all right.
We need a muse moment right now. Hey, I'm telling you, I woke up this morning. Hey, and I want to hear, man. I woke up this morning, y'all. It was so crazy because I was thinking about my grandma. And this song came to my head. My grandma used to sing all the time. Well, in the South, they do hymns versus
Yes.
singing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So my grandma would always sing this song, I am a living
Living
testimony.
testimony. Yes,
I
Lord.
could have been dead
Been
and
dead
gone.
and gone.
Man. And that
But
that that
Lord,
re-
you
that
let
was
me
on
live
my
on.
heart all day long today, man. And I had to thank God because like Derek say, man, we go through so much. And bruh, man, it takes a lot to get up and put your best foot forward every day. And to be able and to have to deal with not only a regular days of work, man, to deal with society that's trying to take your masculinity away.
Help us, Holy Ghost.
Man, and then they push the narrative. Nobody care about black women.
Black
Why the
what the
black
what?
men why the
Hey,
black men are being
but do you understand the setup?
you see what I'm
Sodomized.
saying?
Sodomized. Oh my God.
And the setup and where we got with that in 2024 when that untalented non-shell of a person Kamala Harris ran for office. It's all a play, bro. Don't nobody care about black women and none of this. Don't nobody care about stupid. It don't matter whether you're black or white. Now, one thing that I can safely say, man, we turn in the corner. And we turn in the corner because the thing about it is that, I said I voted for masculinity. I did. You know why? Because I'm a man. If women can go out there and vote for femininity, why can't I vote for masculinity? Why? Along with the economy and the border, makes sense to me. Because we need.
Well, I vote for masculinity because I like a man hugging up on me. I don't want no woman on me.
I'm here to tell
But
you.
you know what?
Now
When they
this
get
ain't
done,
no hey, it's 8:00. We don't need to talk about a man hugging up on you right now. I'm
Shut
just
up,
playing.
Vi. Go to bed. Go take you a nap. Go get you a
but you know
nap.
what? When they get done using the black woman, because that's what it is right now. When they get done with with their agenda with using the black, they using the black woman just like they use the LGBT community. Okay,
Thank you.
like they use whatever they can. So whenever they get done using them to bring their own down, because that's what you rarely see, other races, besides the way they weaponized it with Trump, with using Stormy Daniels, against him. But once they get done using the black woman, it's all a game. And women think, it's
And
empowerment.
what's supposed to happen after that? They coming after the woman.
That's it.
I mean, because you think.
And it's so funny how you say they use Stormy Daniels to come out to Trump, baby. So they used her to come out to Trump, but then she got fucked by Avenatti, and it was no problem.
Boy, because you roll out Avenatti
Now
stash.
that's what you call running the train on a motherfucker.
But I'm here to tell y'all, I don't believe to this day. I told Derek this, I told Noobs this. I'm sorry, y'all. I still believe old dude was the one that was trying to cover his butt. It wasn't Trump. Trump looking like, what the hell am I caught up with Stormy Daniels for? Why are you paying Stormy Daniels? Why
He
are
gave her
you
that
losing
$40,
your
man.
marriage? But no, the what's his name? Cohen, Michael Cohen. This
Michael
dude
Cohen.
here is
Man, Michael Cohen gave her that 40, that hot 40. He overpaid for it,
You know what I
goddamn.
believe? I believe he was a plant. I believe he did. He knew he. I believe he was. He literally was saying they knew Trump was gonna run a second term.
Yes.
I believe that guy knew exactly what he was doing. I believe he was paid to do that.
Yes.
And that's why he said he wanted to be a vice president. And Trump told him, you ain't even worth being a motherfucking security guard.
But Vi, what about old Oprah? What about old Oprah? Oprah wanted to be his vice. But then you got so much noise to say about this man. Lady, if y'all don't go sit down somewhere.
That was the last election. Let Oprah tell it. Shoot.
Oprah need to find them goddamn kids she didn't kidnap over there across that water. I'm just saying.
Y'all, what was Oprah doing over there in the hood?
She was over there tripping. That's what she was doing.
And then on top of that, you got
But you
Oprah
know
out
what?
here.
But you know what, y'all? You can really tell that these people like Oprah and the rest of them, like they don't even, it's like they're robots. They don't even own themselves. They don't own their voice. They don't own anything. They can't even think for themselves. That's what happens when you sell your soul.
Don't say robots, man. I watched motherfucking Mitch McConnell 2 weeks ago. They had to pry this nigga. They had this nigga so old, man. They had to literally remove both of his hands from the podium, and they had to turn this motherfucker around. I said, what the fuck?
Well, what about your president in the bushes?
Be quiet, Nishimo. Mitch McConnell was so froze, I thought my TV was froze. I turned the channel, turned back, that motherfucker was still stuck. I say, they need to put an age limit on the Senate, man.
Hey, Derek. Hey, Derek.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Miss McConnell, old motherboard went down.
That nigga was froze, man. Solid. Froze solid, bro.
Well, by y'all should have saw y'all president all in them bushes. I'm like, where's he going? Why you all up in them bushes?
Hey, man, that's
man, they done made a mockery out of the White House, bro. I mean, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I mean, I feel like the people of this country need to come together and petition to put a limit on being in the Senate.
Yes,
man, because
yes.
it's a problem when you got senators who've been in there for 40, 50 fucking years, man. Y'all old as fuck, and the world is steady evolving and getting newer and getting younger and technology, and y'all stuck on these old slave ship ass ways of living.
Maxine Waters.
Yes.
Man.
And Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi.
That motherfucker, that Mitch McConnell, I'm telling you, man, the dude was so stuck to the goddamn podium. They said they had to like lift every finger off of that motherfucker to turn him around, and he still was stuck. He pulled a TD Jakes. They told somebody say, "Hey, I know it might be too early for the joke." But they say the engineer at TD Jakes Church, they said the engineer in TD Jakes Church had told him in his ear that Diddy had asked the investigator for a steak or some shit. They say he was about to talk. They say Diddy asked him for a meal. He about to get ready to talk. Say TD Jakes just started. But it was messed up to see him like that. But what he said, but then at the same time, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm truthfully giving y'all my honest opinion, man. I didn't take it to be real, and I can be mis, but it's just why now the timing, and you know how many people in that church then gave. If they were giving 500, they gave 1,000.
Well, I'm going to say this here. With everything this man is dealing with, but this is not his first time dealing with a heart attack. He's had several heart attacks.
They didn't diagnose it as a heart attack?
No, they said they think it's a stroke.
A
They
stroke.
thinking when medical technology start thinking.
Well, they
Or a
said they
seizure.
think it's a stroke or a seizure, but nobody has confirmed because nobody from the family has come back and told anyone. They haven't said anything.
When he sat his ass in that church and he saw what Rob was going through, he should have been praying for this man.
I
They should have
believe
been
that. I
formed a
definitely say
coalition.
that. And
Just like what
the
Kirk
one that
Franklin went this
Jamal
time
Bryant
around.
gonna get his too. He gonna get that line there. He gonna get that line wonder. He gonna get his.
Oh, he
But
had
you
Jimmy
know what
Neutron
though?
up in
But
his
you
church.
know what though? TD Jakes didn't even really, even though he was caught up in like I feel like more churches should speak out or whatever, but I think a lot of those churches and with him being he hasn't even really spoke on Diddy. And I say this, I just feel like
You know
with the
why though,
prayers,
sir?
but
They
listen at
said
what
he
I'm
was at the
saying.
party.
Yeah, but here's
No,
my thing
no.
though. Like, here's my thing with that. Like, here's my thing. I think people don't understand just because he's a pastor. Now, mind you, my family, we have parties and different things like that. My uncle attends a certain party now with his freak offs and all these other things. Now that's a different story. But listen though, no, listen at what I'm saying. I feel like, and this is my own personal opinion. You know, he was a mentor to Diddy, like as far as a mentor, pastor. And I think like some people, like before I judge this man on anything, because he has to, if whatever he got going on, that's between him and God. And I understand that he's a public figure, but my thing is with that is you take a picture with somebody, because if that's the case, we got to say the same thing about women that have taken pictures with Kales. Just because you take a picture with someone, or even they may have attended the party, but that doesn't necessarily mean that because this man attended a party that puts him in the bed with Diddy. Like, these people, that they going too far.
Well, let me say this here. Diddy, Rob, I'm gonna say not Diddy. I mean, his children. I do know that his children, they were closer to Diddy than he was. He came around as a mentor because Diddy said he needed a mentor.
Spiritual.
And he needed a spiritual mentor. Now, all of the other stuff, I don't know nothing about, but I can honestly say this here. When it comes to Jamal Bryant, I contact this man. And that man said he was going to see Rob and he was going to be praying for him. And next thing I know, he got Tim Savage and old
Jimmy
Zulu
Neutron.
and all of that crap up in the pulpit doing the extra. And then he gonna come up there trying to look like Rob, and you didn't even stop these people. And I just have a problem with that. I got a
Because,
problem with
man, we
him.
lost.
Well, look.
We have our the black community has lost the thing that anchored the community together from back in the day. When you wouldn't have had no riot and the Rodney King riot if it wasn't for powerful, influential black people back then coming out and saying, oh, we got to do something. Nowadays, we got a lot of our black people that sit up in those positions. They are afraid to come down.
Well, they gonna have to come down. Oh, they coming down.
But they would
Or
rather
they've been
they'll
compromised.
rather not speak and let their silence. They don't understand. It's your silence. In certain times, it comes a time when you can't be silent, especially when it's like wrongdoing. And
Exactly.
you don't gotta defend nobody, but you can come out and say, we want to see it that this person get a fair chance.
And especially by, okay, they know. I'm using for example. I know these people know, these pastors know that the BOP, all the crap, because we have posted this mess everywhere, how the BOP violated this man's rights and utilizing and getting all of his phone calls, his phone records. Robert has even come out and spoke on it. if you don't say something, then that means you in agreement with what the government is doing. And when when it seems as though you're in agreement with what the government is doing, what you find out happen, they're gonna start doing it to more of us. Which is what they did to Diddy. They did Diddy the same way just the other day.
They're gonna keep taking us down.
But
they're gonna keep taking our influential people down one by one. And it ain't just started with Diddy, Kells. This shit didn't start with Sam Cooke. It didn't start with before then. It's been going on since the beginning of any black man having a voice. When you go all the way back to these documentaries that they doing now, talking about Fred Hampton, and they talking about all these other black people that came out and spoke and had a voice and could gather people together. Like Unc always talking about it. Like they made Tupac the chairman of the new Black Panther Party. He became a threat because he had the ability to round people up and make it and get people to listen. And that's something that they didn't want to do. And now what we have, a lot of our young kids, they have no respect for elders. Ain't no such thing as OGs no more. Because guess what? The OGs say, "Fuck it, I'm done talking," because it don't help or it ain't gonna do nothing. So they just remove themselves. And now you got kids out here that's just they doing what they want to do. No respect. Like I seen a kid cuss out an old lady the other day, and I'm sitting here looking like, if that was my son, they had me in the police car. I had my foot so far up his ass, he'll be going to the police station with me.
But you know
Ain't
what,
no
y'all?
way.
Yeah. And what you saying too, like, like a lot of the, people or black people that's in, certain positions, and they're scared to say things. So it goes to show you color means nothing, because we have a president now that was willing to take a bullet for everybody. He didn't look at a color or anything. So in my opinion, we have, like I said before, like the Al Sharptons. He's supposed to be the face or the voice for the blacks.
God. That motherfucker looked like a fucking a sucker. Little bit ass body, big ass head, bobblehead, fucking. Man,
And all he do is get behind that pulpit and lie and use the scripture to lie.
How much Kamala paid him? $350,000.
No, that was Roland. She paid him. I think she paid Al $500.
She paid him $500.
He played five. He got $500.
God damn, nigga that's about to croak over. She done paid him.
He need to get him another BBL or get himself reincarnated, because he look like a ball on somebody's ass.
That's why I say, like, I know a lot of times when, like, on our channel, we talk about Trump a lot on our channel, but when just making a point, like, it's the people that look like us that we have to be afraid of. The people that don't look like us are the ones that's willing to take a bullet for us. And I'm saying
right
for all people.
Jesse Jackson right now, man, shit, he lined Martin Luther King up. Goddamn, it wasn't no motherfucker. It wasn't no white man. Shit, it was niggas. When they talk about, you see this shit right now. You talk about Fred Hampton. It was a fucking snitch that the man, he poisoned the man because he didn't want the man to feel the goddamn pain. He didn't want the man to be alive when they came to kill him. But he knew they was coming to kill him. So what he did as a nigga, he, instead of telling him, hey, get you and your wife, y'all need to get out of town, he went and poisoned the man and killed him.
Well, that's like old Brandon Johnson over there. That dude there, he just those sellout. I'm like, dude, can you go sit down somewhere and get these people what they ask for? They want you to just be removed. Be ye removed.
I don't trust no nigga with no gray hair and a mohawk. Hell,
y'all, I'm sorry. Do y'all think that dude is related to Baby Powder Johnson?
I know he's extremely
arrogant. He's very arrogant.
Yeah, he's very arrogant.
And a liar too, because he campaigned on one thing and now he's saying something totally different. Dude, you a straight liar.
Now watch.
You know
Watch
what?
next term when the Democrats, when they run again, the next term, watch what I tell you that he have a position in the cabinet. Like what this is what I'm saying. Like a lot of these people, if you look at them and how he's bucking against Trump, as far as like saying he's not gonna do away, like he's a coon and a puppet for the Democratic Party. If you anytime you do things in the favor of them and you going along with them, it's just trying to build your resume to be dirty. Like that.
But let me tell you, sis, them people they can hang it up. Their times are up. That's over. They done.
Let me lay this out.
Go ahead,
Make-
lay it down, man. Lay it down.
Help me out. Walk with me, brother Crux. Walk with me. Listen to me very closely, you all. Anytime an individual, human being, exercises their free will and their power choice, which all of us have, and you run faster than God's timing, all of God's red flags that He's trying to send you, you will see only in a blur. In the words of our ancestors, Big Mama used to always say, "You doing too much. You need to slow down. You need to go sit down somewhere because you're moving too much."
Acting fast.
You are moving faster than what God's timing is. All His red flags that He's always sending you, you will never discern. You will see everything in the blur. You're just moving too fast. Because see, you get caught up in this system and how this world is moved. But when you in God's timing, you slow everything down. So now you get a clear view. You have clarity, in other words. There's an inner peace. There's a serenity in your soul. I yield back and let it breathe.
Yeah.
Ooh. Why you start something and don't never finish it?
In the in that case, when we speak about people like Brandon Johnson, a wise quote say, "Pride come before the fall."
Ooh.
And see, he's not seeing the writing on the wall. And they use these, that's why like they giving Trump all this hard time on he ain't got no black people in his cabinet, this, that, and the third. We don't deal with identity politics. We want people that's in position, that's gonna get the job done, that's qualified to get the job done.
Thank you, baby.
But you know what, Jeff? I'm a piggyback on a little bit on your point of what you just said. Every time well, Trump doesn't have any black people in his cabinet. You want to know one of the reasons why he don't have any black people in the cabinet? Because anybody black that gets appointed to him is going to automatically be demonized by Trump really quick.
Absolutely.
So it's
I believe he go ahead.
Put black people in my cabinet to steal my plates and shit.
And then you got to look on top of that. Look how many black people then turned their back on him.
Thank you.
We some of the most turncoat niggas. Listen, from Oprah Winfrey to Jesse Jackson to Al Sharpton to Steve Harvey to all these people that he helped funded that turned on him at a drop of a hat just because he switched his political position. I wouldn't trust no black people either.
But he told them.
Joe, what I say? They can say what they want to say about Charleston White, but what Charleston White say? When did Trump become a racist? He didn't become a racist.
He did not.
Thank you.
Exactly.
He didn't become a racist until he ran for president. Charleston White laid that shit down. He said, "Man, Donald Trump did more for niggas than anybody ever did."
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
He like this man employed, paid, funded, all. Charleston, they talk that shit about Charles White. He talk a lot of crazy stuff. He's a shock jockey. But when he's speaking the real, he's giving you factual information that you can fact check. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I tell people all the time, I say, I don't get into I listen to y'all, Jeff, everybody, Nisimo, all y'all, Shamika, about
the presidents and all. I don't even know y'all talking about a cabinet. I don't even know what the hell y'all talking about. I don't know nothing about none of that because
Well, you know
I
what?
just know
Trump can use you. He can definitely use you.
he could
But
put
you
me
know
over the
what, y'all? The
grill,
sad part is
over the deep
this.
fry.
The sad part is, as a race, that's all they had to throw out there was racist, and we just
Mm-hmm.
gravitate. We be like a fly on crap. We
It pisses me
gravitate to that,
off, Shamika. It
huh?
pisses me off. It pisses me off when
Yeah,
I hear people talk about races, especially me being from Louisiana, the motherfucking sticks, the woods, growing up in
yeah.
segregation, dealing with this shit. And I hear people call somebody a racist. Like, do you know what the fuck you saw? Do you know what it means? What it is to be racist, or do you
Mhm.
think you know what it is?
They think they
Because
know.
just y'all did. Oh, he talk. I said, well, the man clearly said all the undocumented immigrants got to go. So that means if you're a Mexican and you got your documentation, you good.
Right. And he
But
But
talking
see,
about
that's slow. But fine. That's why I said he can use you because see, those people that don't understand, that's real slow, that's still in the back of the bus. Them the ones you gonna put on that bus and get them up out of here.
Hey, he need to take a couple of these niggas that are sitting on their ass
That
ain't
part
doing
right
nothing.
there. And I
Shit.
just heard a lady say, he trying to take us back. Back where? What are you talking about, woman?
but
I
again,
didn't
that's
come.
that.
I was born and raised here. I'm a full-blooded, born, cornbread fed, not tub wash greens. Uh, 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 my greens was washed on the stove. I'm saying in the sink and cooked on the stove. I don't know nothing about going back somewhere. So where am I going back to?
See they don't, but see not see they don't, but see they don't know nothing about. They don't know nothing about cooking the cornbread in the cast iron skillet on top of the
Skillet,
stove.
baby.
You see what I'm
Fry
saying?
that cornbread.
don't know nothing don't know nothing about that hot water cornbread neither.
But you know what?
Tomatoes.
That
But
no, it ain't cornbread, baby. That's cornbread. You know what
Oh,
I'm talking about. That's cornbread.
Cornbread. You know what you mean?
Mhm.
What that white dude said that he had that motherfucking cornbread? He's like, you can't eat not without that motherfucking cornbread.
Hey, it take Donald Trump to tell you. He said, "Yeah, I eat my greens smashed up with my cornbread. I eat it with my hand." I said, "Talk about it then."
Gotta put them ham hocks and them greens too.
Ooh, baby.
Thanksgiving right around the corner.
Oh my
Put them
God.
gizzards in that dressing. If you ain't got no gizzards,
And
then you
that
might
dress,
put those top stuff.
hey.
That's those top stuff if you ain't got them gizzards in there.
I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to hear nothing about no stove top.
Now Lex, you better not say nothing about no stove top stuffing in no black people house. You know that shit.
Not here anyway.
That everything made from scratch.
Everything. Hey, they even want it now, cause baby, when we start cooking them chitlins and them pig's feet, can I get a little bit of that? That show smell good. I know it do.
My auntie had was married to this white guy, man, and I remember when we was young, he came up to the house. You know, my mama did the whole Thanksgiving spread, had chitlins and shit. You know, he messed around and had some of them dang on things. He was like, those chitterlings are great. He said the whole thing. You sounded it out. Okay, let's go.
Man, one thing about it, man, culturally, man, that's something that we have, man, and our people made the best out of the least that we were given.
Yes.
All the time.
And that's the beauty of it. But now we got our people who sit around and sit on their ass, don't want to do nothing, but got the most to fucking say. Now, if you went to fucking work all day, you would be fucking tired and you wouldn't have shit to say.
But the simple fact that somebody said this shit on social media every day. They're like, man, social media be bored as hell until about 12 o'clock when all the unemployed people. Say, you know what? You right.
Hey, Mike, can I drop a quick video for a laugh real quick, man?
Go ahead, man. I can't drop shit on here. You go ahead. I can't.
I'm about to yield on up out of here. I got to lay it down.
Since it's
You
like
gotta lay down. You
Yeah,
ain't in no damn old folks home. You ain't gotta lay down.
I got he got that
No,
early
hold on.
schedule.
What time you gotta be up?
I got to be at work at 5:30 in the morning. I leave out at 4.
I gotta be at work at 5:30 in the morning too. I get up at 4 o'clock.
Oh, brother.
Hey, I'm right with y'all.
I'm glad I work in corporate America. My
You
hours
ain't
are
finna get off. You can't escape this phone call, man. Cause you know it's been a while since we've been live. I need about 15 more minutes from you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going
Because I need a good sermon before you leave here.
9 o'clock. Hey, we need you to 9 o'clock. At 8:55, everybody be quiet. Let Unc take us out of here with a word.
Oh yeah, and at 10 o'clock, y'all, say come see me because we finna talk about some things, man. It's finna be real.
Hey, Derek, where that nigga Noobs at, man?
He traveling.
Yeah, he moving around. It's holiday season. He probably in PA somewhere.
Yeah, he traveling. He's on the road.
Ask about Slim Shady, man. Dude, funny, man.
Bro.
I call him Slim Shady, man.
Oh, fool, man. I'm glad we found him, man. Because
I know.
One thing I can say about Noobs, he
real.
He asks and want to know. He want to understand.
Yes.
He don't want to just, when we talk about the R.Kelly shit, like he's not one of those people that just like, damn, what I heard. He want to know the details, and when he listen, like me and him had a conversation, he can give an honest opinion. And then he can also say, man, if I wouldn't have never found this channel, or if I would have never heard this, based off what the media said, I thought it was done, but this man got railroaded. You know what I'm saying? But how many people, you got black people won't even admit that they was bamboozled.
But they won't even listen though, Vi. They won't take out the time to listen.
Cause they got them, they ain't got them prepaid phone no more. They can be on other shit.
Yeah, they minutes don't run out.
They ain't trying to listen to us when they on reality TV watching baddies fighting shit. Look how disrespectful the media is, man. You ain't even got a good show on TV you can watch no more. Without women degrading themselves, fighting and all this other shit. Like, come on, man. Like, the world is really crumbling into, it's crumbling.
It's the fall. It's the fall. We're seeing another fall. We seen the fall. We read about the fall in the Bible. We're experiencing the fall right now ourselves.
You know what? It's amazing to me, like, to watch what I'm watching as far as media, because we grew up, me, Niecy, Jeff, Lex, even you, Big Vi, Muse for sure, J.
Hold on, what you mean, boy? I'm only 25 years old.
Okay,
oh shit. Lying, sitting over here just lying. Who he trying to catch? Who in this chat he trying to catch?
I'm a youngster. I'm the baby of the crew, man.
You don't need.
You sound like you're the oldest man in the crew.
You ain't got to be young to catch nothing young. You got to be like my age, like 46. That's when they come for you, bro. The stability.
Hey, Shamika, I tell them I'm the baby of the crew. I just start all the shit and go get my people. You see what I'm
saying? Hey, y'all. He not lying though, cause see that's how the so-called friends start coming out here trying to defend themselves. Biden kicked that off, and now all of a sudden they like, oh hell no! I know he talking about me.
I gotta give credit to everybody that's here tonight, man. And like I say, man, it's been a minute since we had a live like this, and the crew and the channel was packed, And shout out to the chat. I tell people, man, shout out to the chat. If I've been missing y'all because of the conversation been so good, man, I want to say thank y'all so much for being here, listening to us, giving us the time. You know, we're going to get this thing structured, and we trying to format this thing to where we can get some consistency from, you know, every channel get a day of the week, at least Monday through Friday, to where everybody go and show everybody love, and we bring the content. And Shamika and Jeff, Derek, Sir Miguel, who I'm missing, and not here. Sir Miguel, I'm putting a subpoena out for you, and I hate
Yeah,
to,
because he been missing in action.
yeah, I hate to have to send I don't know who I want to deliver it to you, but I'm gonna have to send a subpoena out to you because you ain't been over here. Lavish lady, I subpoenaed you. You ain't show up. I know you don't be on YouTube like that, but I'm gonna call you because we need to get you back here because you the first lady of the channel
Yes.
in the program. You keep thing in order. We need you back over here. We revamping. We restart this thing up. We finna go back down memory lane and refreshing some people' memory, bring some new people on board. Because guess what? This is how it gotta be. I know I want to do the state of the culture, and I can choose Wednesday to be my day because I talked about it with Shamika and Jeff about the state of the culture, where we just talk about everything goes just the black culture, the culture, our cultural obligation, whether it be music, critic, hip hop, whatever we talk about. I think Wednesday will be a day that I would like to do that. But I also want to know what they got going on and what day they would like for me to come over and kick it on their channel to do, do it out. And then the same thing with Derek. Everybody. So we all can help each other.
Shadow wealth. Shadow wealth.
And I've always said it was never, me by myself. I'm nothing. But when I got y'all, it's harder to bring me down.
That's what's up, man.
That's indeed, man. Good to have you coming back. You've been back to back a couple days, and it's just good to see everybody, like you said, here tonight. I'm gonna try to tap in and get on over there to provoke thoughts. When this over with, I gotta make a quick little call so we make sure we support our brother over there.
Yes.
If you can. And
hey, bro, this shit been hot, man. Do y'all know? Last year, man, I tell people when we talk about this shit, and I'm not like a stranger to anything that I go through. Having to uproot my son, me leaving Texas, moving north, going through working job. Man, I worked a job for 2 months. Dude took all my money, never paid me, ran off. I mean, thousands.
Oh yeah.
Cars. I mean, just to go through so much to be tested, man. And when I tell y'all, I can look at myself a year later and say, damn, everything that I lost, I got twice. And guess what? And I didn't. I've done it without even noticing it. Got back on my feet, got a good job, got into a union, working every day, got an apartment, got furniture, got my TVs, got my bed, got a table, got my refrigerator full of food, got a 2020 Charger, got a brand new, it ain't a brand new, but got me a Ford F-150 pickup truck. My kids happy, my kids eat, my kids got clothes. My mama
Tell your story, baby.
I'm okay. God made them pull me when I was at my lowest. No one ever knew it because I kept smiling. I kept coming on this app. I kept talking. I kept reaching other people. And God, you got to take some time for yourself. And then I disappeared and I put myself to work and pull myself up out of that dark spot. Because when I was going through it, I just felt like, man, you know what? It's something got to give. Something I'm not doing right, and the thing that I wasn't doing right, man, I wasn't focusing on me. I was so worried about everybody else and just trying to get everybody else and make sure everybody else happy, giving everybody else a word, looking out for everybody else. And when it was, I could have picked up this phone and called Nisimo. I could have picked up this phone and called JoJo, Trevin, Jeff, anybody that's on this panel. I could have called. But you know what God said? You called the right person. You called on me.
I'm
Say,
trying to tell
God,
you.
show me your way. God, can you just give me a sign of what I need to be doing? Man, I went and worked for that. I went and worked for a black. It wasn't a white man that fucked over me. It was a black man.
Black
Worked for
man.
that man for 2 months. The man got mad because I had something to say to him about not paying me on time and ran off with my
with the paper.
I'm just saying, like, you see, it's us. Like, you
And,
know.
and and then you
Man,
wonder why you
Hold
get
it
your
be
head
us.
split to the white meat.
And
And
then,
talk about why Trump ain't got no black folk on his cabinet.
and then you want,
Exactly.
and then you wanted me to vote for a pretend black person. Get the hell out of
Somebody else that
man.
say you
And
don't
I'm
need
telling
that
y'all, man,
much.
y'all don't understand, bro. This man ran off, man. Me and my son, I'm my clothes in my car. Nigga, I'm working out of my car. My son, I'm taking him to his auntie house back and forth. I'm like, I'm finna get this money. I'm finna go. Everything I make, I'm going to put on me an apartment for me and my son to have a place to stay. This dude runs off with my fucking money, get mad, text him about not paying me what he supposed to pay me. Next thing you know, I promise y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. The devil will trick you into doing some shit that you know.
Mm-hmm.
Doing some shit you know that's gonna land you in a place that you can't do nothing about, man.
right.
Yeah, the strength to overthink that because so many mornings I woke up, man, I finna go. I got my pistol. I say, man, I finna go sit up by this job. I see this nigga with this truck. I'm finna do what I gotta do because I felt played. But God,
Yeah.
you know what? Everything that man took from me, and God that gave it back to me. Oh man.
And he will, man. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I saw and I understand when they say no weapon formed shall prosper, that's the truth. You know, if God is with you, can't nobody be against you, man. Nobody. You ain't gotta worry about nothing.
And believe it or not, y'all, remember what it says. It's got to form.
Right.
That means it's got to be put in place. It's got to go through the steps of forming. And the reason why it didn't, you didn't feel what we all deserve, because we all deserve hell, but God spares us and he gives us more grace and a little bit more mercy each day. So when that weapon is trying to form, that's when God intervenes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and Big Vi, I'm listening to you and what you saying about, you know, what happened to you. And a lot of times, you know, one thing that I can safely say is when I was going through my changes earlier this year, man, I feel like that me coming on and doing the lives that I was doing, man, it saved me. Because it gave me a purpose, you know, and I knew that I was doing something that was right, you know, something that needed to be done, had to be done. And God sees that. He sees your works. And he knows that when you're doing it with a clean heart, and you have no agenda. I'm not trying to get rich off of no damn YouTube or, you know, or X or whatever. I just want to tell the truth, you know, and, you know, and I've been in the situation where you was, man. You know, I've been homeless, you know, to the point where, you know, I had to ask God, you know, please forgive me for things that I know I did and the things that I don't even know I did. And I had to be genuine in my heart. And I heard his voice, and he told me I could turn your life around just like that. And just like that, he did it. So when I went through what I was going through recently, I had to revisit that moment in order to understand that, hey, God is doing this to mold me and make me tough and make me be able to deal with life's trials and tribulations, because this ain't the last thing that I'm gonna go through. Ain't the last thing you gonna go through. We all gonna go through
We
something.
all gonna do it. We all gonna go through it. And the thing about it is, once you know it's coming, you know you're gonna go through it. You just gotta prepare yourself and get yourself together and get, like you say, you gotta get your house in order, as the old folks say. You know,
But you know what?
a lot of people like to sweep. I can't go sweeping at somebody else's doorstep.
Thank you.
You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and you know what? That's why when you sow good seeds, you reap good seeds. Whatever you sow, you shall reap. And my thing is that's why it's so important. You have a lot of these other platforms that are just gossiping, platforms and just downing and degrading, each other as our culture wise. But it's all about reaching one and teaching one, because if we don't, if and I say this because I'm not for tearing nobody down, or because at the end of the day, the same mouth that I put on somebody is the same thing that, God's going to hold me accountable for. It might not be through the things that we feel like, oh, well, I said something about whatever you sow. You don't even want your kids to reap it, So it's just about planting, good soil, sowing good seeds so you will reap the benefits and the good, and reap the harvest. Because if you plant bad seeds, your harvest won't, you can't expect for your harvest to grow.
And that's
We
why
all
I look at
learn.
what happened with chaos, man. So many bad seeds were planted, and they expected. And if these people are expecting this man to live the rest of his life inside of that cell, they got to be out their fucking mind. You didn't do it the right way.
Thing coming.
You didn't
Got
go
a
the right way.
thing coming, brother. There's no
But
way.
the sad part that they don't see, Vi, is that everything that you did to set, I mean, we've seen these people go to the extreme of setting this thing up to where they really believe in their little infinite mind that they got it sold so well to where they believe that they are untouchable. But believe you me, it may not be you. It may be your children or your children's children, but you're going to see that day again. It's coming up again. And we have witnessed these people literally lie on this man. Because a lot of these people, Rob was like, I don't even know who are these people? Where they come from?
Brother
And
Mule still here?
Yeah, I'm still here, sister. I'm
I
still here.
I was just about to say, I know he said he got to go to work in the
yeah,
morning, and
come
I
on.
just
I
want.
want to hear you,
So,
baby.
with
I'm
what we said, I know you didn't gather something in your belly over there.
good.
I'm listening.
Just go on and let it out.
And Unc also have been having, his own challenges as well, man. And you know, and we gotta keep Unc in our prayers as well. We gotta keep all of us
Yep.
each other's prayers. And Unc already know, man, one thing when Unc first came to this channel and me and him had the conversation for the first time, it was like, damn, man, it felt like a real uncle. And he know I'll come to Chicago, I'm calling. And one thing Uncle do, hospitality on point. All right, nephew, here I am, man. That's where I'm at. Man, for a man to trust you like that, bring you in his dwelling, show you that's a lot, man.
Hey,
That's
Rod,
God.
I never
I can't wait for you to come across that doggone state line and hit nap.
I'll tell you, it's gonna happen.
I can't wait. It's gonna be crazy. I'm telling you. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be doing live. So I'm telling you.
Man,
Oh,
look.
and y'all, we need to keep Black CEO in our prayers too.
He
Yeah,
going.
most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I pray for my man's man and hope he be all right.
Yeah, I want to ask nephew about our brother Dean Bella.
Oh man, y'all didn't get the pictures. I talked to Dean, man.
No.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. Yeah, I saw.
I talked to
I,
Dean, and
yeah,
he was in good spirit, and he's supposed to call me one of these days, probably over the weekend, maybe. But when I talked to him, he was in good spirit. He said he got 2026 though. There, I'm like, whoo, man.
So let me ask you this here, Vi. Is he legal citizen?
He in New York somewhere.
But I'm asking if is he in the federal or state?
Out state.
He upstate New York.
Okay.
Yeah, he in upstate New York. So
Okay.
jail, but he was in good spirit, laughing and talking. I told my man, you gotta stay your ass out of shit, man, because he did get into something. He lost his phone privileges for like a month or so.
Oh
So
wow.
I said, man, you'd have me put money on the phone for a whole month, then you can't even talk on
Damn.
it.
Right.
But he that's the real young bull of the crew. But I told him, man, you gotta change your mindset, man. Get home to these babies, man. You got kids out here, you know. You can't do nothing for them while you inside that place, So, but most definitely, man. I'll make sure next time I talk to him, I'm gonna try to. I'll be trying to be hoping I'll be at home when he calls, so I can do the live, so y'all be able to hear him and holler at him or whatever. But I did let him know everybody, been asking about him and keeping him in the prayer. I do look out, send packages or whatever, when I can. So, and that's pretty much that. We just on the waiting game with our bro.
All right, yo, I'm gonna jump off because I gotta get prepped, y'all. So I appreciate you for having me on the panel. You know what I'm saying? To all of y'all in the chat, everybody on the panel, man, come holler at your boy. You know what time it is. Y'all know where I'm at. Provoke Thoughts Live. You look me up, I'm right there for you. So
Gotcha,
All
baby.
right, you have a good night, brother.
I'm gonna check y'all out.
Okay.
I'm gonna need all y'all on the everybody on this panel. I'm gonna need to see y'all. Except for Muse, you gotta go to work. But everybody else, I need to see y'all.
Okay.
Okay. All right, in a minute.
All right.
Now there is at Jerusalem by the a pool which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda.
Bethesda.
By fortune. Now to skip down, I'm gonna skip down to verse 5. And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years. When Jesus saw him lie and knew that he had been now at a long time. Now, it says when Jesus saw him, Jesus saw him laying there, it says, and knew that he had been there a long time. Now, it said he had been there for 38 years.
Yes, yes.
He's only lived 33 years to accomplish what he accomplished, which is speaking to his deity.
Yes.
The Son of God, the third person of
The third
God.
person. Yes.
The second person of God is speaking to that. So here's the question. If that's speaking to Jesus' deity, who he was and his assignment, and Jesus only lived 33 years, and it said the man had been there laying on that mat, paraplegic, for 38 years, and then Jesus turns around and asks the man, this is the King James Version, will thou be made
whole?
Now you can go to the New King James Version, and it'll say well. I like the way the King James put it in the original text because that well, I want you to hold on to that. WHOLE. Now, why would you ask this man? No disrespect to Jesus. You could have cut through all of that. You had already know he had been there, and it said around him were people who was with him. Lame, blind. See, the company that you keep can either be a aid to help in your purpose and your calling, or it can be a distraction to take you off your God assignment.
Help us, Holy Ghost.
You could be blind. You can have family members, friends. You could be in a romantic relationship. You could be in a career. But what was holding this man here for 38 years? Says, sir, when the water is troubled, I don't have nobody to help me stack down. I try to move and support myself and somebody else step down. Jesus ignored all that. So why would you ask him that? You could have, like, that made the situation worse. Like, you ain't got no sympathy. Like, you could have just healed the man. Why you taking him through all of that? There was an experiment where they took this frog and they put it in some water, turned the heat up. He followed around and he could get around and on, you know what I mean, and got uncomfortable for a little bit. And he's all, but then he adjusted. They turned the fire up some more. He followed around and it was uncomfortable and all, you know, all that anxiety, but he adjusted. They kept doing that until they boiled him. See, the first time in that particular situation you was in, because of your mindset, oh, he just raised his voice, but you adjusted. Next time, y'all got in each other's personal space, and the volume probably raised some more, but you adjusted. Another time it got so heated, probably that he pushed you, but you adjusted. And you keep on making adjustments to those things that God's trying to move, but because of the mindset. So Jesus was asking them, in other words, I can physically heal you. Paraphrasing, I'm the Messiah. I can heal you. But the real cause of why you've been here for 38 years, almost 40 years, why I'm saying 40 years, because if you go back in history and Bible, in the history of the Bible, especially if you look in the Old Testament, 40 years is a generation. How many people you know that every time a family reunion come around or a different gathering, this holiday is, how many generations have just been in the bloodline? This mindset, this belief system, withered, halt, blind, infirmity. You're spiritually sick.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get well.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus could have physically healed him. It would have been nice. But Jesus asked him, will thou be made whole? Not just physically. I need you to trace back what you was influenced by, what impacted you in your childhood that you still dealing today with as a grown man, a grown woman. You don't take accountability because it was avoided in the atmosphere that you was impacted by. So I want to heal you physically. I would love to do that. But first, I want to address the sin that has been keeping you in this situation for 30 days. Because if you go down to verse 14, Jesus found him in the temple. Said, see, you have been made well. Go and sin no more. That'll work upon you. So before you speak out and say anything, we got to really go and get into intimate connection in this long one with God so we can get some discernment before we put our mouth on somebody's case and their situation and their circumstances. Because you don't know what's behind that. You looking from the surface, addressing the surface. Will thou be made whole? The whole person he wanted to address. The whole person. So Jesus said, and I yield back, because when I present this to you, based on how long you've been here, what you was exposed to around you, because of the company you keep, when you on godly assignment and you striving to be the best version that God put in your DNA, a lot of times you have to cut off family members.
Help us, Holy Ghost.
And because you don't love them and care for them, God has got you such in the sacred, healthy space.
Yeah.
You back to unlearn some things that were impacted from your family tree so that you can relearn some tools that are crucial. And the words of the late Daryl Coley, the song entitled, He's Preparing Me.
He's preparing me.
And right now. He's pruning
me.
He's maturing me.
He's getting ready. But before God do that, before he can do that, before he presents that to you, he wants to know, are you going to move and get up out of that mindset? So when he said, will not be made whole, he said, well then, so I want to, yeah, Lord, well then take up your bed and walk. Don't cut that
hallelujah.
Remove
Let
that.
it go. Let it go.
Cut them people off. Renew your mind. Change your. Stop feeding on that garbage that you listening to on the internet. Get in your sacred closet. Remove everything and shut everything down. Come into the secret, most holy of holies. Have an intimacy with me, and I'll give you the service that will pass all understanding. You'll be able to walk in this chaotic world with such a peace that the glory, the Shekinah glory from you. And because of that,
all understanding.
when you step in the room, people get upset. Why they get upset?
Yes.
Really set the thing. You have become whole. You have just healed your inner spirit, your whole belief system. The way you information has been touched by above. And now, those same individuals, because of how they was moving, was getting over, and people was viewing them a certain way, and they was getting they lit. But now that you come on the scene, making songs like, I believe I can fly. Prayer changes things.
He saved me.
Oh, you disturb the demonic forces now. Because they was getting over on people. Because look what's around you. God had to like circumstances, hardship, look bad enough that it pulls you away. Because you're not going to overstep the free will and your power of choice. But he will create and allow the enemy to do so much, like he did Job. You just can't take his life. But
hallelujah.
You can touch everything you have.
Everything, but not his soul.
That was never about you. That was about God's character and his justice.
Yes.
God looked at a man called Job and knew his integrity was so intact. He can tell the enemy, touch everything he got, even his money, his wealth, his resources, even his wife, even his children. How many of your children will you give up?
Hallelujah.
And sacrifice for some more? There's some things in life, nephew, they're just unreplaceable. But until your mindset is touched, see, we want to be, we want to eat things. Hey, man, if I could just get out there. No. Yeah, Kevin get out, but I want his mind to be touched and renewed from above.
Yes.
Oh, in the spirit. That's a lesson for all of us. Not just on the surface, not just a form. That was the reason why Jesus cursed the fig tree. Research the Mediterranean area, how it was in that time. Because it produces leaves. Leafy leaves. It was perpetrating. It had a form that it was God. America was founded on biblical principles and gotten away from it. Found wanting now. You was a Christian nation at one point in time, but you've been perpetrating. Because when I sit in that dialogue with you, I have a fellowship with you that's nothing from within. You're not whole. You're not whole. You're not touched mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, economically, community-wise. None of that. But we just want to be touched from on the outside so that it feels like we're good. We're doing well. Hey, man, you see when I'm riding up here, bro? Hey, man, I got that new job, bro. Hey, man, guess where I stay now, bro? But my inner character hasn't been touched from above. Without being whole, the complete person. Jesus could have physically healed him and went on about his business. But there was a reason. So he had to the soul first. He had to address that, take care of that issue. Then once he did that,
yes,
Get out that situation. Walk away from that situation. Remove yourself from that atmosphere.
Yes.
Uncle Muse, I yield
Go
back.
and sin no more.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, boy, straight from the Bible, man. And if you don't believe it, you know what I'm saying, you need to try it.
That's
You need to
John
try it.
chapter 5.
Oh, my cousin told me I had a cousin, older cousin. I used to be one of those ones who got caught up in the hype with you know man, don't believe that, man. Don't believe that Bible, man. And, man, this, then, the third. And I guess I felt like that because I guess I was expecting to read something that projected what I was actually seeing in the real time, and not understanding that when it comes to God word, it ain't a real time thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the way that you interpret it. You
Mm-hmm.
have to correlate it to what's going on in your life. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And my cousin, he told me, say, man, he said, Holy Bible is only an acronym. I was like, he said, you know what it means? I'm like, no, I don't. I thought it Holy Bible. I mean, that's how. You know what the word mean. The words mean. And I'm like, no. He and he broke it down, and he said he only left you basic
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
instructions before leaving Earth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he said he's gonna leave us the comforter.
Mm-hmm.
And he say so. He when he say basic instruction, that means you have to be able to
Discern.
discern.
But see, that requires intimacy.
Intimacy.
God
Yes, Lord.
drawing closer to the
Yeah.
Father by your human choice. See, we got a free will and a power of choice. God
Yes.
force you. The kingdom of Satan is about force and
Mm-hmm.
all this other negative connotation to it. But the Lord wants us to respond out of an attitude of gratitude and
Attitude of gratitude.
love
Mm.
response. Because I believe and I know that He is the missing piece to my jigsaw puzzle on this planet. There's
My
no
brother,
one
you
like
just said something right there. The response. Response. He loved for us to respond.
Him.
And I said something, and I don't, and only two people really caught what I said when I said it. When you had two people in the audience that says Jesus is Lord, and the other one said Christ is King, what's the response? Your response is supposed to be Amen. But instead, your response was, you at the wrong rally. So we cut off our own blessings. We could be right there at that point where God is getting ready to bless us. But because we are not in that intimate relationship with him, we cut off where he's trying to take us.
Mm-hmm. And if someone don't know Him, God,
Hey,
I don't expect that response from them.
hey,
It's those of us, whether you have backslidden, whether your life has not been aligned and up, you had a relationship, it's not where you think it should be. All of these things, you're not interested in none of that. The day you hear, whenever that time is, when it's a circumstances, a situation, whatever that happens, and it struck your brain like Pop said, then he said, like he was telling that man at the pool of Bethesda, I need you to move. When I say this, I need you to respond on what I'm saying. That's how he was healed and made whole. He responded when Jesus said, Take up your bed and walk. Get out that situation you've been in for all those decades. Separate yourself from your family. You know they toxic. You love them from a distance because they not healed. They still dealing and feeding on trauma. They're in darkness. So you got to make sure you standing on solid foundation of my word and my principles, because it's going to be a dog fight to try to rip that from you. So you got to make sure you really all in about this thing, that you real, that you thorough, you standing 10 toes deep in this, because it's a bullseye going to be on your back.
All times.
When you walking for kingdom purposes, people going to hate your name and he see you come around. Those demons get agitated.
They tremble.
Because of the light in you, not you, but the and a lot of
God
people
in you.
They withdraw and back down. They're not able to stand because there was intimacy. It was a form. It was an outer. That was the issue that the religious leader had back then. So when Jesus was talking about is having an intimate and getting to know him personally, so the second person of the Godhead had to come down and show himself like that, what God is like. They was upset about that because they was getting over and was on the lick by the form. All the stuff they made up, all this added ridiculous stuff. And Jesus came down and made it so simple that children articulated what he said. He was still in their thunder. Just what you see today. It's the same script. It ain't nothing changed. It's that way.
Yes.
But Joshua said in Joshua 24:15, as for me and my house,
we're going to serve the Lord.
We're going to serve the Lord.
It's a decision. But when you make that decision, when you say that and you make that decision, nephew prayed the other night. Lord, I may not have did just like that, but I just, that was a powerful prayer. I said in the text about it. Once you make up your mind and you all in this time around, I'm all in, or I'm shutting that, I'm all in. I'm locked in now. Immediate disruption from the pit of hell coming at you. So you should, like Pac said at our close, we don't shed tears, we shed blood.
Hey.
Do you still want to be a thug?
Yes, Lord.
The same principle applies. You sure you want this? Because I had to go to the cross for this.
No cross, no crown.
You sure you want this? Because you know you would deny yourself to pick up your cross. You know what that is? When Jesus said, pick up your cross, it's an invisible cross. That means your human will, your free will, and your power of choice, you have to surrender that every moment of your life until Jesus comes, because you're still in this flesh body, and it always wants to rise its ugly head to disorder God and go against God's plan. So because you still clothing this, even though you're born again, even though you're getting more life, you're studying, you're growing and maturing God, you still have to, like Paul said, I must keep my body under subjection. I have to deny myself. I have to submit my will to his will. That's the only way I'm going to be able to navigate through this crazy madness that you see. Because alone as a human, the enemy will wipe me out.
Yes.
So I have to slow down. I have to slow down and stay in sync with God's steps. So when he showed me the red flags, there's not a blur. I got real clarity. My vision is good. Be blessed, y'all. I happen to lay it down, nephew.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. I needed that word.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Unc. Appreciate you.
Mr.
I needed that.
That's
I'll
him.
let you later, J-Rock.
All right, all
That's
right,
for sure.
Nishimo, J-Rock.
All right, chat family. Be blessed.
Family.
Be blessed.
And George, y'all here tonight, kicking it with us. DV, wow. DV, man, hit me up tomorrow, man. Cookie, everybody, man, that I saw, man. We gonna try to get this thing back going, man. And
appreciate you once again, man.
Oh man,
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate
Yes,
you
sir.
for coming, man. We had a packed house. We had 9 people on here, man.
Man, we hadn't had that in a long time.
Yeah, man. It's been
That
that,
was a blessing.
that's
Yes, it
God,
was.
man, showing me that everything that was done back then wasn't done in vain. You know,
Yes,
people,
sir.
when you real and when you do it the right way, man, people gonna always show up for you. You know, what I'm
Mm.
saying? And that's just how it is, man. So with we may not have the algorithm with us right now, but when we get it to going, it'll come. The people gonna show, and the biggest thing we want to do is make sure we reach somebody, we teach somebody, and keep Rob's name alive with the injustice that happened to this brother.
Yes.
Keep speaking on it. I know they probably felt like they defeated us because we all had to go through our own battles that we had to deal with in order to become strong enough to come out here and speak for Rob. But see, that's ain't no such thing as a weak soldier, man. If you're weak, you can't. What can you do? Who can you help if you don't have to
Mm.
do it? But I think we've been refueled. Everybody that got their mind, back right. Getting close to being back to a point to where we can come out and re-energize this fight. And I think we could be the crew to bring life back into this fight. And
Yes.
we just change the detail of how we attack it, and I think everything is going to work out, and I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot more positive, as it always have been positive over on this side. But we're gonna make it a lot more positive, and just try to be consistent with it until we see the results that we want to see. Man, you already know you in my prayers. Every day, every morning. You know what I'm saying? Just wanting the best for you, man. You're a real OG that done put in the time, and like I say, from the moment we clicked, man, it ain't haven't been nothing but positivity and inspiration. So I want you to know that, man. I really appreciate you, your words, your prayers, your messages, checking in on me, and sometimes you don't know how much that means to a person. Nisa Mo always looking, checking in, asking is everything good, asking everything all right. Because I tell people, man, this battle, if it wasn't for y'all, because family, family is family. They just assume you're okay, but they never ask. You
Right.
Shout out to the people that ask. Shout out to the people that just do. You know what I'm saying? Don't you need some, hey, I did something for you, man. I hope it can help you. And guess what? I thank each and every one of y'all for that, man, because everything you all do and done has been very much appreciative and needed. Um so with that being said, shout out to the chat again. Like I say, man, we can't make it happen without the chat family. And shout out to everybody who support us and support the channel, support Rob, the movement. And we gonna get back to giving people something to be proud about, something to go talk about when it comes to this platform. I did just get my StreamYard back tonight, so I look forward to putting stuff back on the screen and going over, videos, documentations, and
Right.
it just it reinforming people, man. Because we been the truth. We gonna be the truth. It ain't nothing but the truth, and we gonna keep doing it, keep
Let me
bringing it.
say this. Let me say this, nephew. Because we're in this current climate and this world of good and evil, it's a dog fight, and what side we choose to be on is going to determine
Mm.
our eternal destiny. The highest worship that God requires from us, a lot of
Mm.
us, the highest worship, not
Mm.
music, not your singing ability.
Mm.
The highest form of worship is found
Mm.
in 5, verse 8. Though he was a son, talking about Christ Jesus, the second person
Mm-hmm.
of God, though he was a son, yet he learned obedience.
Obedient.
by the things which he suffered. So the highest form of worship that we can render to God is obedience and trusting what he said is absolutely so. That's where our first parents dropped the ball in the Garden of Eden. But redemption and salvation was implemented. Jesus had compassion as he looked down the course of time from our first parents and saw that his sacrifice will bring hope and salvation. It's a free gift. All you got to do is choose to accept it, and then he'll navigate
Yes.
you through the necessary adjustments and the changes, and it'll touch everything in your life. But make no misunderstanding, it will be a dogfight until he put an end to evil and the originator of evil, Satan himself. It will be a dogfight. But greater God is in us than all of that that's in this world. Y'all be blessed. We're
Be
hollering at you.
blessed. Love
All
you
right.
guys.
Love you. I'm
Love you.
out.
Bye-bye.
I
See you
got a good
guys
one.
later.
Till next time.
All
I'm gonna
right.
go. All right, everybody. Appreciate you all for coming. We're gonna go over on Provoke Thoughts. He finna do a live at 10 o'clock. We're gonna go check out Provoke Thoughts live at 10 o'clock. And we'll see y'all back probably Friday. All right.